project at a time. Apply today or learn more at visionmechanical.net or email Ron at vmech.net.
Does someone in your household avoid phone calls because they can't hear clearly? Or do they have difficulty speaking on the phone? Nebraska offers a solution. The Nebraska Specialized Telecommunications Equipment Program, or NSTEP, provides financial assistance for specialized devices like amplified phones, caption telephones, smartphones with Bluetooth pairing to hearing aids, and speech-generating devices. If you're a Nebraska resident with a certified hearing or speech disability, you may qualify. It's not income-based, and once approved, you own the equipment. Learn more or apply at psc.nebraska.gov or call 1-800-526-0017.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet, GMC, and Chevrolet. And GMC Truck Month is here. Absolutely huge discounts and 2.9% for 72 months. I also just wanted to share a little bit more about the Koppel family. They've been serving the Omaha and Lincoln and surrounding communities for over 50 years with great customer service and small town charm. That's always been our motto, and we absolutely will not be undersold. It truly is confident buying and confident driving. So come on in, meet the team, check us out at Koppel or at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies and white winds with an afternoon high around 63. Tonight, a chance of showers, otherwise mostly cloudy skies, the low around 45. And tomorrow, a continued chance of showers, otherwise mainly cloudy with a high near 61. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Every strong team needs a good game plan, and Nebraska's business community is no different. The Nebraska Chamber is helping businesses across our state grow, hire, and compete. We're working on real solutions that matter. More housing for our growing workforce, investment in infrastructure that grows our state, and higher paying jobs. It all adds up to a stronger Nebraska and a stronger future. Learn how you can get involved at nechamber.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit choosE15.com to learn more.
Right now in Lincoln, neighbors are facing hunger and homelessness, and they need our help. Your donation to Matt Talbot Kitchen and Outreach for Give to Lincoln Day helps provide nutritious meals, safe shelter, and life-changing support. Your gift goes even further thanks to matching funds from the Lincoln Community Foundation. Working together, we can make our community stronger by ensuring that everyone has access to nutritious food and a safe place to sleep at night. Give to Matt Talbot today or anytime through May 28th at givetolincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome into a presentation of high school state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket. Coverage of state baseball is presented by Union Bank and Trust, Sunbelt Rentals, the Nebraska Corn Board, Jimmy John's, the Nebraska Army National Guard, Hamilton Communications, and Play It Again Sports. From Werner Park, this is state baseball on 93.7 The Ticket. Now, calling all the action, here are Nick Sainert and Austin Orman.
Yes, indeed. Welcome in Game 2 of the day, featuring Lincoln East and Papillion-La Vista South. Lincoln East will need to be defeated in this game and once more if they are to be denied a shot at going back-to-back and making it 3 state championships in 4 years. Welcome into Werner Park. Austin Orman here, joined on the call by Nick Sainert. Nick, Lincoln East occupying the third base dugout. Ben, one of the leaders in Class A over these last few years. They only get the 2 seed this year, passed in wild card points by Omaha Westside. The 1 seed got knocked out yesterday. The 2 seed is not only still standing, but in great shape heading into this Wednesday of action, needing to be beaten twice if they're going to get knocked off their throne from last year.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Austin. And Coach Lanik down in that third base dugout, they've been here before, and that obviously provides them with a little bit of a benefit in these types of games. On the other side, Papillion-La Vista South, they're not too far from their home stomping ground. It's just a couple of, I'm going to say blocks away. I don't even know if it's quite a full mile away from where we're standing here at Werner Park. And for Lincoln East, you mentioned it, now that number 1 Omaha Westside is officially out, even before Westside was officially eliminated, Lincoln East is the team to beat. They're the team that's defending that Class A crown, like you said. And they've moved on and they've graduated some really good players. Obviously, headlined last year by somebody that made the all-freshman team in the Big Ten Conference in Jeter Worthley, but they are still riddled with talent up and down the roster.
Spartans are taking the field. We'll take you around the horn and introduce you to the Spartans. We'll start on the mound for Lincoln East. It'll be Fisher Irons, pitched in relief yesterday. Back out there on the bump today, or last time we saw Lincoln East. At catcher, it'll be Braden Erickson. At first base, Cade Anderson, Brody McIntyre at second base. At shortstop, Kalai Larson. At third base, Trevor Roach, Bryson Rhodes in left, Dele Odolate in center, and Sam Sutko out in right field. For Papillion-La Vista South, Titans will need to win twice today to make it to the state championship game. The Titans went back-to-back in 2010, 2011. We're on at this stage last year. Nick, a plenty talented team there in Papio South. Not sure we've seen their best baseball here. Would be a good day to have a good day for them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They beat a real disciplined Grand Island squad yesterday to get to this point. We saw how hard it is, though, and important it is to start out strong. Millard South earlier today against Millard North was going to need to beat the Mustangs 2 times. And for about 5 innings or 4.5 innings or so, it looked like Millard South was on their way to at least forcing a second game in the winner-take-all fashion. But then ultimately the Millard North Mustangs were able to put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th and then 2 in the bottom of the 6th as well and win that game 4-2. You got to make this a 7-inning game. Even if you are slightly undermatched, Lincoln East still wants to get this one and done. Enjoy the day off tomorrow and play for the Class A crown on Friday. And as you mentioned, they're going to start Fisher Irons on the mound, a guy who pitched on Monday against this Papio South squad.
They saw him, couldn't do much with him. Lincoln East looked really good in that win. The lineup for Papio South, a lot of familiar names from these first few days of the state tournament. Leading off in left, it'll be Brady Alderson. Batting second, the shortstop, Griffin Minderman. And batting third, Matthew Gorman, who kicks back out to right field today. In the cleanup spot, it's Cordell Clinking Beard at second base. Batting fifth will be Drew Ripple. He's on first. In the sixth spot will be the catcher, Caden Serco. Sam Dolphins will DH, batting seventh. Donnie Rosenthal moves into the lineup after being DH'd for a couple days ago and then yesterday as well. He's in center. And then yesterday's pitcher, Jackson Willer, will play third base and bat in the 9th spot.
We mentioned Fisher Irons in relief on that Monday game against this Papio South squad. 1 inning pitched in relief, 2 strikeouts, no hits allowed, no runs, and 0 walks. So hopefully for a longer appearance for Lincoln East today. He only threw 16 pitches on Monday.
Irons set. Brings home a fastball that Alderson cuts on and misses, and we are underway. Official first pitch time, 4:03 p.m. out here at Werner Park. So Fisher Irons jumps ahead of Brady Alderson. No balls and 1 strike. Irons works quickly. Same pitch, same result. Quickly up 0-2. Alderson in that game on Monday is 0 for 2 with a run scored and a strikeout. Here's the 0-2 from Irons. Cut on, fouled back to the screen by Alderson. 3 straight fastballs to start the game out of the hand of Fisher Irons. Alderson at the top of the lineup, a .310 batting average entering the state tournament. Played a good solid left field all week as well. Irons with a high leg kick, then his windup. Breaking ball, couldn't break it down far enough. 1-2. Defense playing Alderson about as straight up as you can as the wind blows almost straight in from center. Irons had to step off, hold his glove up to his ear to get the pitch. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball just high, 2-2. Irons double dipped, went to it and missed, tried it again. Located it better, but not well enough. Brings up a 2-2 pitch. Erickson relays the signal, and Irons is ready to go. Here comes the 2-2. Another breaking ball. Irons can't bring it down again, 3-2. There'll be a 7-pitch at bat at least for Brady Alderson. As Nick told you, just about half the total of what Fisher Irons threw back on Monday. Irons takes a deep breath. Collects, winds, routed inside, and plunked Alderson on the full count pitch. So Brady Alderson works a good at bat. And he trots down to first base, leading things off with a hit by pitch.
The way that at-bat started, you wouldn't have thought that or guessed or predicted that would end in a hit by pitch. Fisher Irons in the first 3 pitches of that at-bat worked at a really good pace and really good rhythm, but then once I thought that 0-2 curve looked really, really good. But after it was called a ball by our home plate umpire, it seemed like Fisher Irons lost a little bit of confidence in that thing. We know how important it is for the pitchers, especially on this stage, to have feel of not just 1 pitch, but 2.
Irons working out of the stretch as Minderman lays down a bunt. It's the catcher Erickson to get it. Minderman's up the line, so is the throw. The throw dragged Anderson off first base, as Minderman placed it well just in front of the grass in front of home plate. He's aboard. The first 2 batters now have reached for the Titans. No need to sacrifice yourself if you can just race down and touch first as is. They do give him credit for a hit on that one, as Minderman was booking it down the line. So hit by pitch and a bunt single as Papio South set up well here in the top of the first. Matthew Gorman steps into that left-handed batter's box. He's got that back left foot planted on the back line. Now he creeps it up as he squares to bunt. Pitch runs inside. Gorman yanks the bat out of the way, 1-0.
That's one of those, if you are Gorman, the left-handed hitter, that was coming in to hit you, and it's a breaking ball. You don't even have to sacrifice or worry about the next pitch. You just turn your back in instead of ducking out of the way. Turn your back to the pitcher and wear it off your backside, and everybody's got 90 feet extra there.
Corners creeping in as Irons fake to pick back to second base. 2 on, nobody out for Papillion-La Vista South before we've gotten out recorded. Gorman points the bat out to Irons, now puts it on his shoulder. Irons set number high. Fastball out, 2-0. Big pitch coming here for Fisher Irons. He's down 2-0 in the count to one of the more dangerous hitters remaining in this tournament, Matthew Gorman. Gorman only 1 dinger this year, but a .333 batting average. He smoked a few over the course of the last 5 days. Gorman's posted up. Irons toes the rubber. Brings home the 2-0. Gorman missed his fastball, fouls it back to the screen, 2-1.
It was a good job there by Fisher Irons. Didn't give him something right down Broadway on 2-0. You needed something near and around the zone, if not in the zone, and he kind of stayed up and away with that one. Might have been ball 3, but since Gorman was looking to attack like you should on 2-0 there with a couple of runners on base, he was able just to foul that one off. Good pitch and execution by Fisher Irons.
Corners are still playing back, even though Gorman squared to bunt. Now they'll charge in. Gorman watches that one low, 3-1.
Already an arm working in the Lincoln East bullpen for Coach Lanik.
It's a single-digit number. Potentially 7, Abe Christensen.
Mm-hmm.
It is 402 feet from home plate out to center field and a few more feet for us to the press box. Gorman fouls another one off to the left side and a hitter's count. It's now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good competitive pitches in hitter's count from Irons as he's crawled back in it. 2 on, nobody out for Papio South here in the top of the first. 6th-seeded Titans looking to force a winner-take-all game at 7 o'clock tonight. Breaking ball, cut on, fouled down the first base line. We'll run the full count again. Gorman's fouled the fastballs off to the left side. The breaking ball, he chopped to the right. Irons is messing with the glove. Now he's ready to go. Quickly onto the mound into the set position. 3-2 fastball cut on. Better timing from Gorman just underneath it again, back to the screen. Another full count pitch coming.
These are some really good at-bats through the first 3 batters just by Papio South. I mean, obviously you're hoping to put some runs, multiple runs on the board here in the top of the first, especially with your current situation, but you're seeing some deep counts and forcing Fisher Irons on the mound for Lincoln East to throw some get-me-over pitches, and they're doing a really good job here in the top of the first.
Here comes another full count pitch from Irons. After a couple peeks back to second base, he brings it home. Low and in. Matthew Gorman draws a walk, and the bases are juiced. A hit by pitch, a single, and a 9-pitch walk. Bases are loaded. We'll have a conference among the infielders there on the mound. Gorman was 0 for 3 in the previous game against Lincoln East back on Monday. Big situation here for Cordell Klinkingbeard. Senior second baseman, 1 for 3 against East with the lone RBI back in the first inning of that game on Monday.
Klinkingbeard's a big guy. He's strong. I mean, you can see the just the way his uniform fits. You can see just he's a well-built dude hitting in that cleanup spot for Papio South.
Well, I thought visiting hours were over, but I'll have a coach out of the dugout for Lincoln East to talk things over as well. Feels like college football. Touchdown, timeout, kickoff, timeout, then return to action. No score, 3 batters into the game, but all 3 batters have reached for Papillion-La Vista South. Brady Alderson worked a full count before getting hit in his lower back. Griffin Minderman attempted to sacrifice his at-bat, but Lincoln East said, nope, you can just have the base without benefit of the out for us, so he reached on a bunt single. Now Matthew Gorman works a walk on 9 pitches. Second mound visit over. First one with a coach, so no pitching change necessary. Irons started the inning off with 2 straight swinging strikes with a fastball to Alderson. And since then, has been a little spotty with the command. Breaking ball misses just out, 1-0. Nowhere to put Klinkingbeard right now. Klinkingbeard, the senior infielder, sports a .245 batting average in 53 official at-bats. The 1-0 from Irons. Knee high for the fastball for a strike, 1-1. Left field playing a little deep. Odolate in center also deep. Right fielder playing in just a little bit as Irons snaps off a breaking ball for a strike, 1-2. Klinkingbeard doesn't step out. Remains in the box between pitches as Irons works from the windup once again. Ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fouled off right side by Klinkingbeard.
This is where we're seeing, I mean, just in an advantageous account for the Spartans pitcher, Fisher Irons, we're seeing him, he gets back up on the mound, he gets going, he gets back competitive with it when he starts to be ahead in the count.
Irons out of the wind, hit his spot, but it was off the plate, 2-2. Good idea, a couple of pitches to work with there in the at-bat to see if you could test the outer boundaries of the strike zone. Irons absolutely hit his spot, but did not get the benefit of the call. Here comes the 2-2. Breaking ball outside, same spot. Same result, it's a ball. Another full count. 3 of the 4 batters so far have seen at least 6 pitches in their at-bats. Irons a deep breath. Winds and fires. Outside, ball 4. Clinking Bear draws a walk, and Papio South strikes first.
Yeah, Michael Lannick's going to have to make a decision here. That all 3 of those were outside. They all missed and missed the zone. And this is one of those things now. You have a conversation if you're Papio South and with your guys. You have the conversation about being real selective because Fisher Irons, even when he gets ahead in the count 1-2, he's allowed hitters to just stand in there and not even have to worry about taking the bat off their shoulders. Papio South, an ideal start for the Titans here in the top of the first.
As well as they could have drawn it up, if not better. Ripple went around on an inside fastball. Didn't mean to, but he did, so it's 0-1. Ripple playing first base today. Another guy with a .245 batting average. Irons ready to go in the windup. Heading the count 0-1. That one's lifted to left. Sends the left fielder into the gap, but tagging from third will be the runner, Minderman. He's in with no relay throw. And Drew Ripple comes through with a sacrifice fly to left field. Papio South leads 2-0. First out recorded there by the Spartans defense. Irons will head back to pitching from the stretch. Lincoln is just going to appeal and no dice, as Minderman did tag successfully and on time. No false start. 2 runs on 1 hit right now for the Titans. 1 out, bringing up Caden Serco. Serco's done the catching all week long for the Titans. Against East on Monday, 0-for-1 with a walk and a strikeout. Irons brings it home. Serco chases the first pitch, fouls it back, 0-1. Nick, you talked about the patience that Papillion-La Vista South would be advised to show. Ripple swung the first 2 pitches he saw, and now Serco went after the first fastball that he got his eyes on.
This inning still has some potential to put more of a crooked number up on it. Just 1 out in the inning for Papio South.
Breaking ball misses just up, 1-1. I can't fault Ripple. Got a couple good pitches to hit, and especially for a pitcher that struggled. If he's going to give you one, you can hit. Not sure if you're going to get another one. Irons works out of the stretch now with runners on first and second, 1 away, top of the first. Fastball nicks the outside corner, 1-2.
Well, and that at bat by Ripple was also productive. It generated a run, right? So it's as long as it does something to benefit your team, you're okay with taking a healthy hack at 1, and he got it out to left field.
Serco's now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Breaking ball off the plate from Irons, 2-2.
Yeah, Fisher Irons is struggling to command that breaking ball right now. He'll float it across the plate for 1 strike, and maybe you get some guys to chase if you're able to command the fastball, but that pitch hasn't necessarily been in his repertoire early on here.
See if he doubles down on it. He does. Serco flies this one to right. Coming in is Sutko to make the catch. There'll be no tag on another strong throw from a right fielder here at Werner Park. So Irons induces another fly out. This one unproductive for Papio South. They're now down to their final out of the inning. Here comes Sam Dolphins doing the designated hitting today in the 7th spot. F9 on the fly out. Fisher Irons approaching 30 pitches here in this first inning after throwing 16 against the Titans back on Monday. Dolphins works out of an open stance for a moment. Now he squares it up as Irons comes set. Fastball hits the outside edge, 0-1. had a sac fly to left for the first out and a little flip flare to right for the second. Still 2 on with 2 outs as Dolphins got tied up on that one way out in front. He's now down to count, no balls, 2 strikes, where we've seen Irons operate before. This has not been able to finish the deal just yet.
Wind here at Warner Park in the afternoon game blowing directly back to home plate at a much greater clip than it was this morning.
The 0-2 from Irons, fouled back and out of play to the left side. We'll run it back at 0-2.
We've seen that also on some throws from right field. They've had the wind behind them. Not saying that right fielders here at Warner don't have necessarily the strongest of arms, but we are seeing that get a little bit of that wind, get it up in the jet stream, if you will. That ball will take off.
Here's Irons ahead in the count, 0-2. Ready to bring it home to Sam Dolphins. Breaking ball inside, 1-2. Tough take there from Dolphins, but he gets away with it. Lives to fight another pitch. Dolphins was batting in the 6th position against Lincoln East the first time. He went 1 for 1 with a walk in an 8-1 victory for Lincoln East over Papio South back on Monday. The 1-2 from Irons. Swung on, rolled over. First baseman Anderson took it, and he booted it. Now an aggressive round, and coming home is Matthew Gorman. Advancing to third base is Klinkingbeard. So a costly error there for Cade Anderson at first base, and Braden Erickson couldn't snag the ball on the throw home to tag Gorman. Tack a third run onto the tally for Papio South in the first.
Not only do you have this inning that has 3 walks, one of them being a hit by pitch as well, but I mean, at the end of the day, you have 3 walks and an error now. So not only has your pitcher struggled to command the zone, now your defense is struggling and won't help out your pitcher. 3 runs allowed here in the first inning on what would be 4 free passes. I mean, Lincoln East should be out of this thing and swinging the sticks, but yet now runners at the corners and Papio South still in business in the top of the first.
Tough ball off the bat of Dolphins there. Anderson got to it, tried to flip it to Irons, but did not come up with the ball as Rosenthal swings through a fastball in the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Second baseman McIntyre could have gotten there as well, but Anderson was way off the base, so it would have had to have been Irons covering. Irons brings home the 0-1, breaking ball up, 1-1. Inning started with a hit by pitch, a single, and back-to-back walks before a couple of flyouts. Now the error brings in an unearned run on aggressive base running from Matthew Gorman and Papio South. Rosenthal fouls that one back just over our heads to the right. It remains 1-2.
We have yet to see Fisher Irons make an attempt at one of the runners on the base paths right now in a pickoff attempt. Not saying you have to, and it's been kind of nice to be able just to play baseball, but this is what happens.
What a jump over there by Dolphins. No one told Fisher Irons to step off. Dolphins took 3 or 4 steps before Irons lifted that leg to come home.
Yeah, Fisher Irons getting in a little bit of a robotic rhythm here to where he just comes set without even looking or checking runners on each base. And the runner at first, Dolphins, just took off. You either get Fisher Irons to flinch and you balk and you get up second base and the run scores, or you're able to take an extra 90 feet if you're Papio South, which is what happened.
Those extra 90 feet put a runner in scoring position. A second one. Fastball to Rosenthal misses way high, 3-2. Donnie Rosenthal down there in the 8th spot in this Titans lineup has worked a full count. There is a base open as Dolphins ripped off second base. Klinkingbeard got to third. He walked and then trailed Gorman, who came home from second. Klinkingbeard took third on the throw home. The 3-2 from Irons, swung on, lifted over the head of Larson, who mistimed his jump. In to score is Klinkingbeard, and out by a mile is Dolphins on an aggressive send by Bales. Good throw from Dele Odolate in center field to save a run, but Lincoln East trails 4-0 before the Spartans have picked up a bat. We'll bring you the home half of the first next on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, Squeeze every lemon and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-0. As 6th seeded Papillion-La Vista South has jumped on Lincoln East here in the first inning. Titans sent 8 batters to the plate and pushed 4 of them across. I'm Austin Norman, Nick Sainer to my left. Due up here in the first inning for Lincoln East, it'll be Brody McIntyre, Dele Odolate, and Braden Erickson. You don't doubt the championship resolve or championship medal here of Lincoln East, Nick, a team that has played some really good baseball in the state tournament really the last 3 years, winning titles 2 out of those 3 seasons. But let's see what fight is left here in Lincoln East, if they're able to make a comeback and be done at this in one, or if they're going to be pushed to the brink in a Game 7, essentially, here in this pod.
Well, here's what I was going to say. I don't know if you saw me counting over here. I was looking at Lincoln East came into the state tournament with a record of 29-2. You look up the scoreboard, they got a 4-run deficit, down 4-0 before they even pick up a bat and go to swing the sticks. But for Lincoln East fans listening right now, don't worry. 4 runs isn't that many. They've scored 4 or more runs in 27 of their 31 regular season games.
Impressive offense led off by Brody McIntyre, who takes a strike out of the right hand of Grayson Wallace. Wallace, a righty, making his first appearance on the mound here in this state tournament. Wallace out of the windup, kicks and brings a breaking ball home, gets the call, 0-2. Pretty much how we saw the top of the first inning start off for Irons against Alderson. Alderson worked back to a full count before getting hit by a pitch. McIntyre shoots that one down the first base line. It's knocked down and ultimately corralled by the first baseman, Drew Ripple. He smothers it 3 unassisted for the first out on 3 pitches. McIntyre got a pretty good piece of that with 2 strikes. Ripple was taking the line away very well. Not that far off the line, so did not even have to go to a dive to get it. He bodied up, knocked it down, and ran it to first. That brings up Dele Odolate. Odolate, another right-handed batter, takes a fastball over the outer edge for a strike, 0-1.
I want to point something out that the catcher, Caden Serco, is doing for Papio South and for his pitcher, Grayson Wallace. He's catching the ball even if it's on the outer part of the zone, as Odolate fouls this one off. It's 0-2, Austin. But even if it's on the outer part of the zone, he's catching it in the middle of his body. So instead of it just being his arm that's reaching out of his body frame, if you will, and pulling it back into the zone, he's catching it in the middle of his body with his nose over that baseball.
Odolate chops out off the middle. It hits the second base bag. Middle infielders did not have a shot to make a play at that one, but just for kicks, Odolate punches it off the pillow and into center field for a 1-out single. Good piece of 2-strike hitting there from Odolate. Not the location you're looking for ahead in the count, 0-2, and now that puts a dangerous runner over there on first base. For Braden Erickson doing the catching today. Erickson batting in the 3 spot, 1 for 3 with a walk and a run on Monday's game against Papio South. There's a strike from Wallace, 0-1. Righty-righty matchup as Wallace turns his whole upper body to get a look at Odolate. Not a huge lead. Not off to the races just yet as Serco with the backhand stop knocks that one in the dirt down. 1-1. Lincoln East gets its code signs, numerical code. This one chopped foul by Erickson on the breaking ball. He's down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Not really a spot to breathe at this Lincoln East lineup here, Nick.
Yeah, you're right, especially with a guy like Braden Erickson up to bat and a guy like Dele Odolate on first base.
Erickson, .319 average entering the state tournament. Breaking ball low, skipped away from Sutco, and that's way too easy for Odolate. As soon as that hit the dirt, number 42 is off to the races He makes it to second base easily, especially as Sutko couldn't find the ball. So runner in scoring position for Lincoln East. Good opportunity to get something on the board here in the first after they gave up 4 in the top half. Erickson watches that one skip to the backstop, and now Odolate is just 90 feet away. Wallace yanked it.
We saw it in the top of the first, Austin, right? 3 free passes, an error as well, allowed 4 Papillion-La Vista South runs to score. Now here we are. Odolate could still be at first base if you're just able to throw strikes and play pitch and catch between the pitcher and the catcher. Circo behind the dish if you're Grayson Wallace. But instead, a couple of wild pitches, and Odolate moves up a total of 180 feet of real estate. Now he's 90 feet away.
He's on first base with an 0-2 count. Now at third base on a 3-2 count as Erickson watches that one low and out for a walk. So that'll put runners on the corners. Huxton Cat out of the dugout, ready to courtesy run for the catcher, Braden Erickson. Cat ran for Landon Moser back on Monday and scored a run. That went back in that 5th inning. So Cat enters. Erickson will have a chance to catch a breather, get the tools of ignorance back on. And that brings up Cade Anderson. Anderson on Monday, 0-for-3 with an RBI and a pair of strikeouts. Wallace was ahead of Erickson in the count, but Erickson battled all the way back to draw a walk. Another righty-righty matchup. Runners on the corners, 1 down. Lincoln East still attempting to crease the scoreboard. Fastball low out of the hand of Grayson Wallace, 1-0. Lincoln East was pretty relentless back on Monday, Nick. They started extending that lead, and they kept the foot on the gas pedal with some aggressive base running to extend it here against the Spartans. Have yet to call a designed steal as Odolate went on the ball in the dirt previously, and Cat hasn't run yet. Anderson watches another fastball low and in, 2-0. Are you willing to try breaking ball here in this spot to fool a guy and steal a strike, or do you go with a located fastball?
I think we watch for that runner at first, Huxton Cat to go here, because you talk about trying to apply some pressure when you're down by 4 runs. 2 runners in scoring position will do that. Well, maybe not now because it's 3-0.
3-0 after Williams threw one into the lefty batter's box. He's way behind Cade Anderson. Brody McIntyre shot one down the first baseline, but was retired out on a ground out as Cade Anderson flipped the bat on a strike down Broadway, 3-1.
That might not make the home plate umpire that happy to see.
If you're Wallace, get it anywhere close. See if you can get the benefit of the doubt. Pretty darn good competitive 3-0 strike as well. So here comes the 3-1. This time Anderson gets away with the bat toss back to his own dugout as he draws a walk. So back-to-back walks, loads the bases with just 1 out for junior shortstop Kalai Larson.
Talk about a big moment in this game. I mean, Papio South pitcher Grayson Wallace comes out, throws strikes, 3 pitches to retire the leadoff hitter, Brody McIntyre, on that 3 unassisted ground out. It was sharply hit, but still out number 1, and now 3 runners have been given a spot after the single by Odolate and then back-to-back walks here with 1 out.
Larson, a righty, takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. Larson, .256 batting average. For as solid as he is at shortstop, he might be even better on the mound. We anticipate seeing Kalai Larson either in the game to follow after this one if Papio South maintains it, or if Lincoln East should win, potentially in a big spot in the state championship game tomorrow on the bump. Wallace comes set. Brings it home, swung on, it's hit out to shortstop. Minderman up with it. They're 6-4. Klinkenbeard over to first, and Papio South escapes the inning unscathed. Count at 6-4-3. Minderman to Klinkenbeard to Ripple. The Titans survive the inning. They don't allow a single run to cross the plate. They maintain their 4-0 advantage as we head to the second inning on 93.7 The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
1 inning complete here at the Class A State Baseball Tournament. Papio South leads Lincoln East. It's 4-0. Austin Norman, Nick Sainert with you for this one. Fisher Irons does return to the mound for the Spartans, who do have some wiggle room. They have not been beat here on the bottom of the Class A bracket, so they are able to absorb a loss and not have it knock them off course in their quest to repeat as Class A state champions. Jackson Willer leads off. He was starting pitcher yesterday for Papio South. Went the distance. Fouls one down the third base line. He's down in the count 0-1. Already the 40th pitch out of the hand of Irons as Erickson gives a foul pop-up a chase. Kept the helmet with him the whole way, goes crashing into the wall on the screen, but he makes the catch. Nifty one-handed grab. Great tracking job by Braden Erickson for the first out.
Big leadoff out recorded there for Fisher Irons and the Spartans defense. Get it any way you can. You allowed the first 4 hitters in that top of the first to reach safely. Now you've done something that you didn't do in the top of the first, and that's get the leadoff guy out. Nice adjustment, hopefully in the second for Fisher.
Irons nearly hit Alderson for a second time. It is Brady Alderson, the leadoff man, who took a breaking ball up and in 1-0. Alderson was down 0-2 to begin his at-bat before he took 3 straight balls and then one in the back to send him down to first. Irons 1-0. Fastball up, Alderson held up 2-0. Papio South needs a win to keep their season alive. Titans lead at 4-0 here through an inning and a third. Fisher Irons winds and deals. Alderson laid on the fastball, fouls it out right side, just over the outstretched arms. A couple people sitting there in the second to last row. Now 2-1. Alderson got the 2-0 fastball, not quite where he was looking for it. We'll do it here at 2-1. Alderson roped up the middle on one hop to Larson. Fields it on a shoulder-high bounce across the diamond to Anderson in time for the second out.
This has the making, Austin, of what feels like, I should say, in the early stages of a game that I had earlier this week, Gross Catholic and Gretna East, as there was a total of 7 runs in the first inning and then none until the top of the 5th when Gross Catholic continued to add on. It just feels like pitchers settling in here in the second inning.
There, Iron snaps off a breaking ball for a strike to begin the at-bat to Griffin Minderman. He's ahead 0-1. Minderman attempted to lay down a sacrifice bunt. Instead, he singled, and now he singles again. He's 2 for 2. First one was a bunt single. That one roped through the left side. Good piece of hitting by Griffin Minderman. He's aboard with 2 outs for Matthew Gorman. Gorman drew a walk, came around to score an unearned run. He got the wave around second base on a ground ball to Anderson. Dove in ahead of the throw from Anderson to Erickson back in the top of the first.
You know, I'm looking at this game that played on Monday between Lincoln East and Papio South. The hitters 1 through 4 in the Papio South lineup, a combined 1 for 10 on reaching base safely in that game on Monday. Today so far, they're 4 for 5, if you will, on at least reaching base. 5 for 6, on reaching base safely. Not all hits, but at least getting on base safely.
Yeah, Minderman's got the 2 hits, but 3 free passes among those other 3. Minderman runs back over to first base with the Irons pickoff attempt. Gorman's ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. He's a left-handed hitter being played to pull. Wind blowing straight in from center field as Irons brings it home. Breaking ball missed up, 1-0. After the pitch, Irons wanted Erickson to snap it to him. He thought about throwing back over to first to catch Minderman napping, but didn't get the ball quick enough. Menderson takes a walking lead off of first base as Irons comes home out of the stretch. Fastball out, 3-0. On deck is Cordell Klinkingbeard. He drew an RBI walk back in the first. Matthew Gorman faces a 3-0 count in a 4-0 ball game. He's threatened, loaded the bases, but Kalei Larson grounded into a double play. The 3-0. Irons locates a fastball, 3-1.
Umpire is in no hurry to signal strike there or this entire game. He takes his time. We can't hear him all the way up here with the verbal strike call.
We do have a crowd mic going, but not projecting it that far. He's looking away from us. So Irons brings home a 3-1, missed way out. Gorman draws another walk. So 2 singles for Minderman, 2 walks for Gorman, and there are 2 on for Klinkingbeard. We'll have a visit from a coach from Lincoln East. Let's go ahead and step aside. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the ticket.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's a call to the bullpen for Lincoln East. Fisher Irons goes an inning and 2/3. He is responsible for the 2 runners on base. Ended up allowing 2 earned runs as Gorman and Klinkingbeard came around to score. New pitcher should be number 4, Kian Shadwinkle. Shadwinkle is a junior, and he's tasked with keeping this deficit at 4-0 for Lincoln East. Shadwinkle had been warming up about halfway through that first inning. It took Fisher Irons 39 pitches to get through it, allowing those 4 runs across 8 batters. Lincoln East did threaten, though, Nick, in the bottom of the first, unable to push runs across. How big would it be for Papillion-La Vista South if they were to greet Shadwinkle with another hit or 2 and push another run across?
Oh, it'd be huge. It'd be huge. I mean, we talk about the constant pressure. How was Millard South able to knock off number 1 West Side not once but twice? They provided pressure. They provided traffic on the base paths in a multitude of ways, whether that's free passes, whether that's walks, hit by pitches, whatever it might be, or even base hits. You don't have to do, it's not anything spectacular. You're not asking for gap shots. You're not asking for extra bases every single batter. Just continue to work deep into counts like they did to get Fisher Irons out of the game, really. And then on top of that, just continue to provide and apply that pressure with just traffic on the base paths, get some guys in scoring position, and you never know what can happen to a pitcher's command, especially coming in a really tough situation. He's inheriting 2 runners already on base. A simple base hit adds another run here with 2 outs in the 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Let's say Papio South puts 2 more on the board here. You're up 6-0 against a team that has a really good offense, yes, in Lincoln East, but man, you feel really, really confident at least giving the ball back to Grayson Wallace after he was able to get out of a jam himself in the home half of the first with that 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. There's just a lot of good things going Papillion-La Vista South's way. And then, down the road, forward thinking, obviously, if Papio South is able to win this game, it's how do you carry that into game 2, where the pressure then turns solely and firmly on the shoulders of Lincoln East, a team that, yes, built and has experience in the state tournament in the last couple of years, but this is a different team. There's new leaders on this team than there were last season.
A lot of familiar names from last year's state championship team, but playing some new roles and certainly expanded roles. Kian Shadwinkle, as we mentioned, the new name on the mound for Lincoln East. He's got to deal with Cordell Klinkingbeard, 2 on, 2 out here in the top of the second. Titans up 4-0. Shadwinkle does wear number 4. Fastball runs in on Klinkingbeard, 1-0. Klinkingbeard had an RBI walk in the first inning. He was the 4th runner that came around to score in the frame. Shadwinkle took a sec. Now he's back on the rubber. Righty-righty matchup with Quinkingbeard. Shadwinkle brings it home. Good breaking ball. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. The ability to go to the off speed and the breaking pitch to get swinging strikes is huge at any point in the count. Shadwinkle set. Quick peek back to second base. Slide step fastball hits the outside edge. Good pitch from Shadwinkle, 1-2. The rally here started with 2 outs after a foul pop-up to the catcher and a ground out to short. Here's the 1-2 from Shadwinkle. Quinkingbeard back up the middle, nearly nicked the umpire. Instead, it'll tail over to Brody McIntyre. He's on it, settles it, and fires Anderson for the 3rd out of the inning. No runs on a hit and a walk in the top of the 2nd for the Titans. Lincoln East comes to bat next on the ticket.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
4-0, Papillion-La Vista South leads Lincoln East. As we enter the bottom of the 2nd inning, Austin Norman here, Nick Sainer there. Papio South jumped on Fisher Irons in the 1st inning. Grayson Wallace worked out of some trouble in the 1st inning. Got a 1st out for a 2-strike single by Dele Odolate, and then back-to-back walks before he induced a ground ball double play off the bat of Kalai Larson. That means Trevor Roach, the 3rd baseman, will lead off, followed up by left fielder Bryson Rhodes and designated hitter Landon Moser. Roach adjusts his batting gloves as he walks from the 3rd base dugout side to the right-handed batter's box. 4:45 here at Warner Park. Millard North advanced to the Class A State Championship this morning with a win over Millard South. This game and potentially another will decide who faces the Mustangs, last year's runner-up. First pitch to Roach was a breaking ball that missed. Second pitch is a fastball for a strike, 1-1. Is it fair to say, Nick, that Millard North has played probably the most consistent baseball of any team you've seen in Class A this tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that bruiser, obviously, with Millard South, that 11-1 loss to Millard North on Monday, that one sticks out like a sore thumb, even with today's result being what it was. But, yeah, Millard North's been really, really sharp, especially on the mound. I've been really impressed with some of their arms.
Wallace just plunked Roach, so he'll trot down to first base with a leadoff hit by pitch, bringing up Bryson Rhodes, the left fielder. Rhodes this year, a .356 batting average. First pitch swinging, popped up, tailing toward the seats. It'll reach him, 0-1. 21 pitch first inning for Grayson Wallace, who's making his first appearance here in this state tournament on the Hill. Wallace takes a peek over to Roach at first before he brings home the 0-1. Missed low and out, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's another reason why that inning-ending double play was so important, especially Kalai Larson swinging it on just the second pitch of the at-bat. The longevity, when you can only end an inning with 21 instead of 35 pitches, is incredibly beneficial for how long you could potentially go in a game.
Roach just squared to bunt as Wallace was bringing the pitch home, but he got underneath it, fouled it back to the screen. He's now down 1-2. Probably called from Coach Lanick down there at third.
Yeah.
Maybe reading that the third baseman for Papio South, that's Willer, was playing back as the breaking ball gets buried in the dirt, 2-2. pretty good speed on Bryson Rhodes. Hits from the right side. Grayson Wallace toes the middle of the rubber. He's ready to bring home the 2-2. Slide step fastball low. Count runs full. On deck is Landon Moser. In the hole, Sam Sutko before the lineup will flip over. Wallace grabbed the rosin bag to get some tack. He comes set at the belt. Full count pitch. Fouled off the fists. We'll do it again. Full count pitch again. Wallace to Rhodes. Fastball out. There's another walk issued by Grayson Wallace. So first two batters reach to begin the bottom of the second for the Spartans.
I would imagine we see Landon Moser here, the designated hitter, give up his AB. Do a job, move two guys into scoring position for Sam Sutko in the 9-hole, who doubles as a really good football player for the Lincoln East Spartans. But then on top of that, after that, you have the lineup turning over. If you're Lincoln East, you had the bases loaded in the bottom of the first inning, got a goose egg, nothing to show for it. You're threatening here again with nobody out in the home half of the second. Grayson Wallace doesn't look the most comfortable on the mound, Austin. You feel like you got it. Just cash in. You don't have to get all four back this half inning, but you got to get something out of these first two great opportunities that, frankly, yes, you've provided for yourself, but also Papio South has given you.
To be fair, it's hard to look comfortable against a lineup like Lincoln East, but Wallace in particular taking his time between pitches, adjusting his hat, his glove, his sleeves, his pants. So Coach Bales has done with the visit there to the mound. There's a body up and throwing in the bullpen beyond center field for the Titans. Get you a name when it is we can see it. Might be Austin Kudum, who we've seen pitch in the state tournament as Moser does square to bunt, doesn't get it down, 0-1. Another big spot early in this game. Wallace comes set, gives a peek to Roach at second. That one bunted right back to the pitcher. He wants to go to third instead. He'll pump fake to first, and it's not in time. Wallace couldn't make up his mind. By the time he flipped around to throw to first, it was too late. So a bunt single from Moser, and the bases are loaded.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't be surprised if this goes in as an error on the pitcher, Wallace, there. I don't know if it was bad communication from the catcher. That's who I look at in this situation, Serco. He's got to be telling. He's got the entire field in front of him. He's got to be telling Wallace, either yelling 3-3-3, and Wallace needs to fully trust his catcher, or yell 1-1-1, just get the sure out. Now you got the worst-case scenario. Bases loaded, nobody out after the error.
For 9-hole hitter Sam Sutko, 370 batting average.
Would you agree on the error call there, or would that be a base hit?
You can't give a guy an error because he fielded it cleanly.
Sure.
A mental error, absolutely, but physical error is not typically awarded in those situations. It was a gaffe, but will not go down as an E1. If anything, it's a fielder's choice to just hold the ball, but I believe since there was
they
no
haven't
throw,
even marked one yet, because De Leon Odilate got the first hit of the game. And they haven't even marked it as
that would be the second one.
I know, I'm saying they haven't scored it
They
officially.
haven't, true. But they haven't given an error to Papio South either, which, again, would be a break from precedent. As now Wallace is down 2-0 in the count. He's behind Sutko, the 9-hole. Sutko squares to bunt. Wallace does get a fastball up and out for a strike, 2-1. Hit that upper outer corner of the strike zone. Sutko will check his wristband with the foot in the batter's box. Lefty hitter Sam Sutko against the righty Wallace. Sutko watches that one low and in, 3-1. Been a lot of self-inflicted errors in this inning from Papio South, both on the mound and in the field. A hit by pitch, a walk, a miscommunication, and now Wallace is staring down a 3-1 count. How green is the light for Sutko?
It is not green.
Sutko does square to bunt again, take a strike, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count runs full.
Now it's green.
Now it's do what you can to stay alive, young man. Wallace comes set, not a long pause, brings it home. Sutko fouled it off his leg in the box. We'll do it again with the full count. Serco kind of shook off his head. Maybe that bounced up and clipped him a little bit. Didn't roll far down the third baseline. Home plate umpire walked just a couple steps to corral it off the foul line. So we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases full of Spartans. They trail 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Fastball up and out. There's an RBI walk drawn by Sam Sutko. Didn't miss by much, but missed by enough, and Lincoln East cracks the scoreboard. Tough take. Give the young man credit since it worked out. So the leadoff hit by pitch comes around to score. That's Trevor Roach crossing the plate for the first run of the game for Lincoln East. That flips the lineup back over. Here's Brody McIntyre. Shot one down the first base line. His first at bat that Ripple was able to take unassisted. McIntyre watches it low, 1-0. Wallace has not found the zone.
They're still having a debate in the box next to us of whether or not they want to mark it as to our right, if whether or not they want to mark it as a hit or an error.
If it's fielded cleanly and you don't make the throw, it's a mental error. It's never ever been.
I'm just preparing you for them to pop the air up there.
Well, then I'm going to MLB scoring changes and walking them through the situation, having them file a protest. Really fun account to follow on Twitter, by the way. MLB scoring changes. You learn a lot about the game that way. Wallace comes out with the 1-1. Breaking ball in for a strike. He's ahead of Brody McIntyre. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McIntyre tapped one foul. The second pitch of the at-bat. Scoreboard said 2-1. Umpire said 1-2. Now it gets corrected. So 1-2. Lincoln East just got on the board. McIntyre chops one down the third base line. Throw goes home. Not in time. Wow, that was bang, bang at third. Jackson Willer, the third baseman, charged. He caught it on a couple hops, brought it home to the catcher, Serco. But the home plate umpire says Bryson Rhodes got the foot to the dish just ahead of the throw.
I think Ben Bales is coming out here, and I wouldn't disagree with him. I think Ben Bales is saying the base runner's got to make an attempt to slide at that one. Obviously, a potential play at the plate. The catcher, Serco, obviously didn't have to tag. He anchored his right foot to the plate. The third baseman, Jackson Willer, made an accurate throw. It was going to be a tough throw over there to first to get the McIntyre, who runs well. But my goodness, now Lincoln East still bases loaded, nobody out, and they've gotten 2 of the 4 runs back in their 4-run deficit that they started this inning with.
So that's a fielder's choice 5-2 RBI. For Brody McIntyre, still nobody out in the bottom of the second. Here's De Leon Latte, still the lone hit for Lincoln East. Took a breaking ball up and in, 1-0.
I'm just more fascinated. I'm just waiting to see what they mark it as.
Well, it's a fielder's choice.
It'd be a fielder's choice.
It ought to be a fielder's choice.
Yeah, it'd be a fielder's choice.
What it ought to be, so I think the discussion should be over. Zodolate foul tips one into
All right,
circle.
I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
Thank you.
I can see you're getting frustrated with me, Austin.
My face is getting red.
Yeah.
I'm fired up.
Don't even get
here.
mad at me. Get mad at Grayson Wallace. He's the one that wanted to throw it to third and then wanted to throw it to first.
Wallace brings home the 0-2, pops out of the glove of Serco, and a shoulder high fastball to Odolate. 1-2. Wallace quickly back on the rubber. Papio South still in front of this one 4-2, but it's a tenuous lead. Good block by Serco on a breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. So Moser's at third, Sutko's at second, McIntyre's at first. And again, still nobody out. Count is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dele Odolate, 2-hole hitter in the Spartans lineup. Fastball outer edge. Odolate goes down looking for the first out.
That's big on multiple levels. Not only do you get a much needed out for yourself if you're Grayson Wallace, but you keep Odolate off the base pass.
There is traffic in front of him, and pretty much everyone in the state is slower than him, but you stop the parade. And a couple good double play candidates due up here, and Erickson and Anderson, the catcher and first baseman. Erickson, first pitch swinging. Foul ball lifted toward the Titan dugout. It'll reach the seats. 0-1. So Grayson Wallace battled back there against Dele Odolate, froze him on a fastball. Then Erickson went after the first one and fouled it off. 4-2, Papillion-La Vista South, the 6th seed in Class A, leading number 2 seed Lincoln East. Wallace's 0-1. Did Erickson offer at it, appeal down to first base? No, he held up. Good breaking ball that got Erickson lunging a little bit, but he was able to keep the arms back. First baseman Ripple is in on the cut. As Erickson laces it back up the middle, I think that hit Wallace. And now the second baseman, Klinkenbeard, has no play. Tough luck for Papio South as that was hit hard back up the middle. It kicked off of Wallace. Klinkenbeard might have had to play it first, but he couldn't handle it cleanly. That'll go down as an infield single and an RBI for Braden Erickson.
Yeah, and they're going to come out and check on Grayson Wallace, who is a little bit shaken up here. He's walking and pacing back and forth from side to side on that mound, and it looks like it got him pretty square. I think they're going to ask if he can throw some pitches just to make sure he's throwing okay. Ben Bales, the head coach for Papio South, asking if that making sure that doesn't count as a mound visit, so he marks that on his paper, and they're going to let Grayson Wallace throw a couple just to make sure he feels okay.
It was hit hard right back up the box by Braden Erickson. Looked like it got Wallace on the lower half somewhere. Couldn't tell exactly where, but again, it's an RBI infield single for the catcher Erickson. Uxton Cat returns to the game as the courtesy runner for him. Moser scores the third run of the inning. Sutko moves up to third. It's McIntyre at second and Cat in running relief of Erickson. Here's Cade Anderson. He walked and was forced out at second base back in the first. And 4 runs on just two hits now officially for Lincoln East in the second. Erickson, first pitch swinging, delivers into left. In trots Sutko. Here comes McIntyre right behind him. No relay throw. And in the blink of an eye, Lincoln East is up 5-4.
I mentioned it after Papio South scored 4 in the top of the first. We talked about it in the bottom of the first. In 29 of the 31 games, 27 of the 31 regular season games, if you want to include here in the state tournament, 29 of the 33 games, Lincoln East scores 4 or more runs in every single one of those games. 4 runs is nothing for the Spartan squad. They've put up a 5 spot here in the home half of the second.
Here is a mound visit from Coach Bales. We will have a call to the bullpen. We'll go to break. Back in 60 seconds. Tell you about the new arm for Papio South next.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
5-4 Lincoln East as the Spartans have put up 5 here in the bottom of the second. An inning after loading the bases. Austin Orman and Nick Sainert with you. On to pitch for Papillion-La Vista South is righty Austin Kudum. Second time we've seen Kudum here in this state tournament. You flash back to Monday. He went 2 shutout innings with a pair of strikeouts against Lincoln East. He takes the hill with his team now trailing. Papio South put up 4 runs in the first inning on Fisher Irons. And now all 5 runs will end up being charged to Grayson Wallace and counting. He is still responsible for the runners on first and second base. Cade Anderson just served an RBI single into left field that scored Sam Sutko and Brody McIntyre. First batter that Kudum will face is Kalai Larson. Let's have this debate, Nick. Now that Kalai Larson is at the plate, all 9 batters will have come to the plate, which in my opinion means Lincoln East is batted around.
Not until Trevor Roach is batting.
See, that I don't understand, because you complete the circle when all 9 do it. Why do you need the 10?
I get why because that's when you start the overlap. You have
okay, but the circle, it's complete.
Sure, batted, but I think about around, like fully around, which Sure.
Are they not fully around when all night? I don't know.
Austin, you and I we're gonna fight after this game. I mean, they haven't even decided whether or not the pitch is a hit or an error. It's a fielder's choice. That's what we decided on. I looked over and
you got to survive another hour here and then 3 games on Friday.
Here's the thing: Norm is not doing the Daktronics scoreboard for this game. There's a young gentleman over there. He was in shambles. He's like, I don't know what to score this one.
Should have just walked in here. We could have walked in through it.
No. Austin could have walked it through because my theory was wrong. It was an error. I mean, my mental error should count on the scoreboard. Not really. I don't mean that. I don't actually mean that. I don't mean that at all.
Kudum's first pitch was a breaking ball to Larson, 1-0. Kudum comes set, gives a long look back to second base at Huxton Cat. Larson was out in front of that one, 1-1.
What do you think the average number of mental errors is in a high school baseball game?
The number of mental errors that
are we looking
come
like
back to bite a team is probably 1 to 2. The number of mental errors that probably happen is probably in the 3 to 5 range. Yeah. I would guess. Kudum comes set. Another breaking ball. Larson jumps back and misses inside, 2-1.
Which a lot of those you feel like can just be avoided by instructing baseball IQ, right? Like being aware of what's going on ahead of the situation actually unfolding.
Situation in front of us here is a 5-4 lead for Lincoln East in the second. Runners on first and second with 1 out for Kalai Larson facing Austin Kudum. Shortstop breaks back to the bag. Huxton Cat dives back head first in time. Again, Kudum has faced Lincoln East here in this tournament. He pitched the final 2 innings with 2 strikeouts. That was back on Monday. Here on Wednesday, his team trails again as Minderman attempts to hold Cat close. Larson skies this one up left side. Serco and Willer give it a run, but it'll reach the seats. Found the empty pocket.
Harrison's back in our 93.7 The Ticket Studios talking junk. He texted us in a group chat, said, baseball IQ equals less errors. A team is killing it out there.
Thanks for that, Harrison.
Harrison's talking smack out there.
Here's the difference, though.
We can't even hear him.
You have to qualify between errors and mistakes in baseball because errors are an actual stat that is kept. Whereas mistakes, like the tapper back to Wallace, will not feature on the scoreboard. Larson got under that one again. It's lifted in the air to center field. Rosenthal is going to come in and charge about 15 steps. He makes the catch for the second out. No advance from the runners.
Good response by Lincoln East here in the bottom of the second. Now they've batted around since Trevor Roach has come to the plate.
Roach led off the inning with a hit by pitch. He did come around to score the game's first run. Plays third base. Swings the bat right-handed. Still 2 Spartans out there on the bases. Kudum attempting to strand him. Made just 3 pitches and gotten out. Breaking ball high to Roach, 1-0. Papillion-La Vista South struck first with 4 in the top half of that inning. Lincoln East loaded the bases, couldn't score. Held Papio South scoreless in the second, exploded for 5 here in the home half. Kudum set, lifts the leg with the inside move. Got Cat leaning toward third base, so he went back to second, but Cat read it. Quick as the Cat, scampered back. Cade Anderson at first. Trevor Roach in the box. Kudum comes set. Shoulder high. Brings home a fastball. Inside edge, strike 1.
I mean, Austin, I look at this second inning for the Spartans. In this order, this is how it's gone. Hit by pitch, base on balls, everybody's safe on a fielder's choice. Base on balls, everybody's safe on a fielder's choice. All 5 of those came around to score.
Cat's really in the head of Kudum. Dancing out second base. Roach fouls that one back right over my head.
I would have had it if there was no ceiling.
It would have rolled down. Alas. I'm still bummed. You broke my heart when you told me that one banked off this window.
The kind of attitude you're giving me in this game through the first 2 innings, I'm glad you missed it. I'm glad you weren't here to catch the foul ball that hit your window.
I still have yet to catch one on the fly. Someday, a boy can dream. The 1-2 from Kudum. Fastball out. Circo tried to drag it back into the zone. Didn't get it. 2-2.
There was an announcer at the SEC tournament that was on TV and caught one.
Hey.
In their broadcast booth yesterday.
Well, he's living the dream down there in Hoover.
Austin's dream. Catch a foul ball while calling a game.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. Kudum misses high with the fastball. Count runs full 3-2. That'll put the runners in motion. Clinking Beard has been working the runner Cat with Minderman, so there's a lot of room on the right side. We'll see where Kudum decides to locate this 3-2 pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. Kudum kicks and fires. Swung on, lifted into the left center field gap. Drifting in, making a sliding attempt, but dropping the ball is the left fielder Alderson. Coming home to score from first is Cade Anderson. That's 2 more runs on the board. Great effort by Alderson. He couldn't squeeze it. A missed opportunity for Papio South to get out of the inning. That'll go down as a double. This is not ordinary effort play from Alderson. That ball was hit high, not all that far. Minderman couldn't get there. Alderson got a glove on it, and Rosenthal was just a couple steps away. So it's a 2 RBI double for Trevor Roach. That brings Bryson Rhodes back to the plate.
They gave him an error on that.
Oh, they did? Okay, so a couple unearned runs cross the plate then. Either way, Roach is at second base as Kudum fires in a strike to Rhodes, 0-1. Officially E7 as Cat comes in to score in place of Erickson as the courtesy runner, and Anderson was on his horse scoring from first. Fastball out, 1-1. Anderson, the lone Spartan, that's Roach rather, the lone Spartan on base now. As Kudum comes set, ready to bring it home to left fielder Bryson Rhodes. Not sure where that one missed. Looked pretty good, but it's called a ball, 2-1. As a fastball looked like it clipped the inner half of the plate. Righty-righty matchup, Kudum and Rhodes. Lincoln East on top, 7-4. Kudum set shoulder high. Breaking ball. Gets that call, 2-2. Lincoln East fans are not happy with that one, saying it was high. I think the last 2 pitches have been a ball and a strike, if not in that order. So it's a 2-2 count facing Bryson Rhodes, the 11th Spartan to come to the plate. Kudum set, ready to bring it home after a peek to Roach at second base. Fastball up and in, full count.
Some point here for Papio South, you just need a guy to come in and throw strikes. Nobody warming up in that Papio South bullpen, though. They're going to try to ride Kudum at least through this inning here, maybe a little bit longer.
Going to need to potentially save some arms, but no use saving them if you don't get to game 2. Kudum's full count pitch, laced into left field. It's down for a hit. Roach makes the turn. Relay throw is not cut off. It goes all the way home. Roach scores from second. Bryson Rhodes delivers. Make it 8 for Lincoln East in the second.
Yeah, if you're Bryson Rhodes, the only thing you could have done differently there is after an RBI single, when you notice that the ball is going over the head of the cutoff man at third base, get on your horse and go to second, because that backside base runner, we've seen a lot of teams do a really good job at it this weekend. So far, though, that was the first time we've seen Bryson Rhodes and this Lincoln East squad not try to take advantage of a free 90 feet.
Lincoln East now doubling up Papio South. Rhodes gets an aggressive lead over there at first base. He's running. He rips off second base just barely as Moser showed bunt and pulled back on a high fastball. It's 1-0, but there you go. Rhodes moves up into scoring position with the stolen base.
So that's where they take – I'm sure Coach Landick was thinking the same thing on that third base coaching box. So right away, let's get that 90 feet that we missed out on the RBI single in the form of a stolen bag.
Rhodes is just stat padding. Kudum comes set, looks back at Rhodes not being held. Breaking ball snared by Circo in the dirt, 2-0. Why have a single in advance when you can have a single and a stolen base?
Yeah.
I'm sure that was not the thinking. But
I'm considering. I'm thinking about this right now. I don't know if I ever recorded a stolen base in high school.
Really? Not even an accident?
It was always a courtesy runner for me.
Oh.
Every time I got on, it was courtesy runner.
Kudum's 2-0. Up and in with the fastball. 3-0 to Moser.
That's kind of sad to think about. I mean, I'm slow. I mean, I'm not hiding anything. I mean,
well, you can run at least as well for the high school level as Vinny Pasquantino, who's stolen 4 bases in his major league career.
Yeah, but even if I was, I was always ran for. I was just the catcher.
3-0 fastball taken for a strike, 3-1. I like the courtesy runner rule insofar as it lends itself to more action, more opportunities.
I love it.
I would not hate seeing it introduced to college, probably not the pros, just because of the action aspect of it, but it's good to learn how to run the bases. Breaking ball didn't, and 3-1 fired to the backstop, and Moser's going to bust it down to first base and make a pivot, if not a full turn. So runners on the corners with 2 outs now for Sam Sutko.
But then you look at, Jeter Worthley for Nebraska. He's one of the quickest guys on the team. He runs incredibly well.
Well, I'm not saying you would have to, but
of course
the option to do
of course not.
Because what if you could run for Gunnar Hellstrom or Griffin Everett or maybe not Josh Karen?
Back in the day, Kyle Schwarber.
Kyle Schwarber, absolutely.
When he wasn't hitting tanks for the Hoosiers of Indiana.
How about Kyle Schwarber making some Major League Baseball history?
Yeah.
One of the fastest guys ever to 20 dingers. Sutko had an RBI walk earlier this inning. He takes the pitch high, 1-0.
Got to find somebody to just throw it across the plate.
8 runs for Lincoln East here in the second inning. Spartans not done yet. Kudum comes set. As Moser thought about breaking. Now Sutko's going to lay down a bunt. Out to get it, the catcher. Surco throw to first in time by a step, and that will end the inning. Lincoln East scores 8 in the frame. Spartans lead at 8-4 as we head to the third here at Warner Park on 93.7 The Ticket.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
8-4 Lincoln East has snatched a lot of momentum in this game, looking to make it to yet another Class A State Championship game. I'm Austin Norman with the call of the third inning. Here's Nick Sainer.
Thank you, Austin, as you got to call 12 total runs in 2 innings of play. We'll see how many I get over the course of the next middle innings here at Warner Park. Glad you could join us. As always, you can reach out, let us know where you're listening from. Here's the thing. I don't know if we're doing our jobs well or not, Austin, and I don't know what game number this is for us on the week. We did get a text on our text line that says non-biased would be great, LOL. I don't know who we're having bias for, so either way, sorry that we're biased. Nonetheless, for Papio South. I mean,
what are we supposed to do?
Either side has not played necessarily great baseball today. It is 8-4 in the top of the third inning, an error for each side. Let me read the scoreboard line, and this isn't me coming after the text, right? Could care less. But look at the scoreboard line. 4 runs on 3 hits and an error for Papio South. 8 runs on 4 hits and an error for Lincoln East. It's never a good thing for the opponent's defense or pitching staff when a team has double the amount of runs that they do hits on the scoreboard. That means you're giving up some free bags and some free 90s, as you would say. All right, here we are in the top of the third inning, due up for the Papillion-La Vista South Titans. It is Drew Ripple, as he is ahead in the count early on. 3 balls and no strikes to Kean Shadwinkle, who's out there for another inning of relief. And similar, I'm going to say the same thing I said about Papio South. At this point now, you're just trying to get clean innings, as Shadwinkle is able to get a strike in there for a 3-1 offering. So at this point, I mean, can you get a second clean inning out there, a second 0 on the board if you're the Lincoln East Spartans defense, as the 3-1 pitch is outside. It's off the glove of the catcher, but it does not matter as it's a leadoff walk for Drew Ripple to bring up the catcher, who is 0 for 1 today, Caden Serco. Serco flew out to the right fielder his first time up to bat. Facing the right-handed arm of Kean Shadwinkle. We're going to have a stoppage in play as a Papio South bullpen arm is making the long trek. You can cut across the field. You don't have to stay on the warning track.
They call time for you.
Yeah, they call time for him, and he's making his way around town, walking fast.
Base is passed.
And I'm homebound.
He is homebound.
Do. Here we are in the top of the third. It's 8-4 Lincoln East. Lincoln East just needs to win 1 here, and they are in the Class A state championship game. That'll take place Friday night at 7 p.m. Excited to be with Austin on that one as usual. As the pitch, first one of the at-bat to Caden Serco is outside for a ball, 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out here in the top half of the third inning. 4 runs for Papio South in the top of the first, 8 in the bottom of the second for the Spartans of Lincoln East. The 1-0 offering is swung on and sliced to the foul side on the right, the first base side foul, 1-1.
For as many runs as we've seen early in this one, we still got a ways to go to reach the NC State Duke baseball score. That game was 8-8 in the 7th inning, 12-8 in the 8th, and then ended 21-12.
1 ball, 1 strike. Shadwinkle comes set at the letters. Checks the runner 3 times, now picks over, and back in time is Drew Ripple. The first baseman for the Lincoln East Spartans, Cade Anderson, thought that he applied the tag in time, but for not. The 1-1 breaking ball swung on, lined out to left field. It should be held up in the wind, and it will for out number 1. A good piece of hitting by Caden Serco, but right at the Spartans left fielder, Bryson Rhodes, for out number 1. So now stepping up to the box, it'll be the designated hitter, Sam Dolphins. Dolphins reached on the air his first time up, and then was eventually cut down at home to end the first inning on a nice throw by the Spartans outfield. As the first pitch of the at-bat is low and inside for a ball, 1-0. Swiping second base without a contest is Drew Ripple. And so Ripple now occupying second base, while Dolphins is ahead in the count 1-0 for Papio South. Miller North awaits the winner of this game in Friday night's title. After they came from behind and was able to beat Millard South earlier today. Miller North was down in that game 2-0 early on for the first 5 innings, then put up 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th and 2 more in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0 pitch to Dolphins stays outside of the strike zone, 2-0. We're seeing if Kean Shadwinkle can settle in here. There was a game in Class B earlier this week between Gross Catholic and Gretna East that saw a total of 7 runs in the first inning, 3 in the top of the first, 4 in the bottom of the first, and then both pitchers were able to put zeros on the board for the next 3 or 4 innings after they just settled in a little bit. And the 2-0 offering is fouled back to the net, 2-1.
If you're Papio South, you can't get it all back one swing at a time. Technically, you could with a grand slam and then tie the game up. Not likely to happen, 1 at bat at a time. Still got to have a good approach. Still got to pick out your pitch to go after, whether you're in a 2-0 count, a 3-1 count, or if you can find a first pitch fastball that you like.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top half of the third as Papio South is hitting. Pickoff move to second base, and back in time is Ripple. Coach Michael Lanick is the one holding the radio in that third base dugout, calling the pitches for the Lincoln East Spartans. Runner at second, 1 out in the top of the third. The 2-1 pitch. Low and inside for a ball, 3-1.
Free pass is another way to get back in this game if you're Papillion-La Vista South.
3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out after Lincoln East puts up an 8 spot in the home half of the second inning. Righty pitcher Shadwinkle to the lefty hitter. The 3-1 pitch is in there for a called strike as once again Dolphins threw his bat towards that first base dugout. He thought that it was going to be ball 4 rewarded to him, but he's going to have to walk back and apologize hopefully to that home plate umpire for tossing his bat to the side. 3 balls, 2 strikes could be a big pitch here for Kean Shadwinkle. Runner at second is Ripple. The payoff pitch with 1 out is fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again at 3-2. Nick Sainer, Austin Orman with you here at Warner Park. Harrison Arns back in our friendly confines of the 93.7 The Ticket Studios in 1040 O Street in downtown Lincoln. Major shout out to the entire team back there, all the board ops and folks getting us through another successful state tournament. Pickoff play back to second. A little bit of a high throw allows Ripple to get in there safely. A major thanks to obviously DP and Bach and Rudy. Everybody, Nick Wyman, Harrison, filling the time. As this one, ground ball, hit sharply to the third baseman. He bobbles it on his way up, but a nice job by Shadwinkle covering the base in time, getting over to that first base bag and anchoring himself to it for out number 2. It's 3-1 on the putout after Dolphins grounds out to the right side for out number 2. Moving to third on the ground out is Ripple. And so with 2 outs here in the visiting half of the third, Donnie Rosenthal will step up to the plate. Here on the first pitch of the at-bat, it's swung on and missed. No balls and 1 strike.
Big spot here for the bottom of the lineup. Donnie Rosenthal can swing it a little bit, but just the psychology of being able to get at least one of those runs back, put one on the board here after you give up 8 would go a long way.
As the 0-1 pitch is going to come inside and drill Donnie Rosenthal. So a hit by pitch with 2 outs puts runners at the corners, and the 9-hole hitter for the Papio South Titans, Jackson Willer, comes up to bat. Willer popped out to the catcher to start inning number 2. It was a big first out for the pitcher at the time, Fisher Irons. And now if Willer is retired here, it'd be a big inning ending out for the reliever, Kean Shadwinkle. Runners at the corners as Rosenthal's at first, Ripple is at third for Papio South. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch of the at-bat is going to be yanked into the opposite batter's box. Ball 1 on the fastball outside of the zone. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs in the top of the third inning. 8-4, Lincoln East leads the Papio South Titans here. Papillion-La Vista South fell to Lincoln East on Monday night by a score of 8-1. And then they were able to knock off Grand Island in an elimination game yesterday evening. The 1-0 pitch from Shadwinkle as he comes set, lifts the leg and fires. Swung on, it's a high pop-up. It's going to stay in play in foul territory. The first baseman races over, and Anderson hauls it in for out number 3. So Papillion-La Vista South, they bring a little traffic onto the base paths in the form of a walk and a hit by pitch, but they cannot score any runs to cut into the 8-4 Lincoln East lead. We go to the bottom of the third inning, due up in the home half of the third. It is the top of the Lincoln East order. McIntyre, Odalate, and Erickson all set to bat as they face the Papio South pitcher, Austin Kudum. We'll step aside, come back in 60 seconds from Warner Park here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
We go to the bottom of the third inning, and the new arm is on the bump for Papillion-La Vista South in the form of number 7, Donnie Rosenthal. Rosenthal, second on the team in team ERA, as he has a 0.54 earned run average this season. But he's got a talented lineup across on the other side that he's going to have to face, and the test is tall right off the bat here, no pun intended, as they will send the Lincoln East Spartans, that is, send the top of their order up to the plate. Brody McIntyre, Dele Odelate, and Braden Erickson all set to come to the plate here in the bottom of the third.
Defensive changes then for the Titans. Brady Alderson will move from left field to center field, and it'll be Cody Privet taking over in left field wearing number 3.
So there we go. As once again, stepping into the box, it is going to be Brody McIntyre. Brody grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning to start the game on the third pitch of the game and then reached on a fielder's choice. I mentioned it, and I'll repeat it again. In the first inning, when Lincoln East was down 4-0, that in all but 4 of their regular season games, they've scored 4 or more runs. That trend continues every single game in the state tournament so far. They've scored over 4 runs, and so if you want to make that statistic as accurate as possible, we'll get you those numbers in just a moment after the right fielder hauls in a fly ball for out number 1. And it is 1 up, 1 down here for Donnie Rosenthal. So if you want to add in those numbers here, they played 31 regular season games. Now this is their 34th game of their season. So 30 out of the 34 games that Lincoln East has played in, postseason included this year, they've scored 4 or more runs. That's why the 4-0 deficit was certainly not a tall task, but it was something that was noteworthy and newsworthy because Papio South jumped on them early. As the first pitch of the at-bat to Dele Odelate was outside for a ball 1-0. The second, for a strike 0-1. And the second pitch of the at-bat clips the outside corner as well, 0-2. The 0-2 offering just misses low and away for a ball 1-2.
Two-one, umpire just signals.
2-1, thank you. I thought I could have swore the first pitch of the at-bat, but sometimes, the umpire doesn't always signal it right away. 3 balls, 1 strike is the call, or is the count to Dele Odelate as he fouls this one off. Either way, we got to it full at 3-2.
You look at this Lincoln East offense, Nick, they've obviously taken advantage of some miscues from Papio South, but this is a team, as we've seen throughout the course of this state tournament and others, can absolutely string some hits together.
As Odelate deposits one over the left field fence, he takes a 3-2 breaker over into the left field bleachers for a home run. Dele Odelate extends the Lincoln East Spartans lead to 5. It is 9-4, and now Odelate, as he was getting ready to celebrate, he sprained his ankle on the side, and he was not able to participate in the celebration. He's slowly walking off. He seems to be okay, but I'm sure that'll put the end of that celebration if one of Lincoln East's best players got banged up during the celebration. But nonetheless, fireworks here at Warner as Odelate sends one over the left field wall into the third row of bleachers here at Warner Park as the first pitch to Braden Erickson. Is in there for a ball 1-0, but then Rosenthal, who's working at a fast pace, able to even it up at 1-1.
First homer we've seen here at the state tournament, I believe, this year. And how about this for Odelate? Breaks a three-way tie between himself, Cade Anderson, and Bryson Rhodes with his 6th home run of the year. He's now in the team lead.
Swinging strike 2 to Erickson here, and Donnie Rosenthal right back up on the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Rosenthal. Swung on, and it's flicked out to shallow right field. The right fielder racing in, and on his horse, able to make the catch for out number 2. So a good response there by Donnie Rosenthal after he allows the home run, the solo shot to Odelate, as Cade Anderson now steps up to the box. Anderson on the day, he walked back in the first and then was eventually the first runner called out in that inning-ending 6-4-3 double play to end the bottom of the first. But for the time being, it's 9-4, Lincoln East on top of Papillion-La Vista South. Here's the pitch to Anderson. Almost hit him, but it stays inside for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Rosenthal, as that one clips the corner on the outer part of the zone, 1-1. It'll be interesting to see. I mean, Papillion-La Vista South, still plenty of game left, right? You're going to have at least 4 more cracks at it on offense, as this one's hit well into left field. The left fielder racing back shy of the warning track, and he's able to haul it in for a loud out number 3. But the damage is done, and more damage has been done on a solo home run by Dele Odelate, as Lincoln East extends their lead to 5. They're up 9-4 over Papillion-La Vista South here at Warner Park on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank were neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations, you're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
It has taken an hour and 35 minutes to complete 3 innings of play, but nobody's complaining here at Warner Park. It's a little bit of a brisk day for baseball as the sun is firmly behind the clouds. We should have ourselves a nice day on Friday, though, for state championship baseball. We will have 3 games coming your way. Austin and I will be on the call for the Class C title game at noon, Class B at 3:30 approximately, and then the nightcap is at 7 p.m. And don't you worry, the Husker baseball updates will be flowing as there will be a mad rush of Husker fans making their way up past us on Highway 370 and on to Charles Schwab Field, I'm sure. As to lead off the top of the 4th inning for Papillion-La Vista South, Brady Alderson shows bunt, and his attempt will go foul. No balls and 1 strike as Kean Shadwinkle has come in and done a really nice job of steadying the ship. He's put up a couple of zeros on that Papillion-La Vista South scoreboard for the Lincoln East Spartans. And Shadwinkle out of the windup. The 0-1 offering is low and away for a ball, 1-1.
Pretty good competitive miss, though. Missed just off the plate and just low, but that's one of the better located misses we've seen.
The 1-1 pitch from Shadwinkle. Breaking ball, beauty in there for a called strike 2, 1-2. If Papillion-La Vista South is able to come from behind and win this game, then make sure you stay tuned for the call of game 2 with Austin and Tristan Gomez. Tristan making his way to Warner Park here, as we might have to make a call to the bullpen here in game 1, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out in the top of the 4th inning. 9-4 your score. Lincoln East out in front of Papillion-La Vista South. A righty-righty matchup. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Shadwinkle is a breaking ball, rolled over, foul, left side, and we'll do it again.
Same thing applies for Papio South, batter at a time. Still have some wiggle room to work with. You're down 5. Feels like a lot against an offense that's clicking like Lincoln East is right now. But if you can just scratch 1 across here and maybe 2 in the next inning, you're still there. You're still within arm's reach, even against a team as talented as Lincoln East has shown to be.
The count is full to Brady Alderson, the top of the Papio South lineup. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch, it stays up and in for a ball, and it's a leadoff walk to Alderson. So now that brings up Griffin Minderman. Minderman 2 for 2 on the day. He singled in the first, came around to score in that inning, and then was stranded at second to end the second inning as well. So the runner at first will be Alderson, who is now playing center field defensively for the Titans after Donnie Rosenthal came in to pitch. Nobody out here in the visiting half of the 4th inning. 9-4, Lincoln East out in front by 5 runs over Papio South. Shadwinkle out of the stretch, fires, and gets a swinging strike 1 to Griffin Minderman, who went fishing for that one in the opposite batter's box. No balls and 1 strike. 4 runs on 3 hits for the Papio South Titans. They're trying to cut into this 5-run deficit. The 0-1 breaking ball skied high into left field. The left fielder ranging a few steps to his right and behind his original starting spot. And he's drifting back to make the catch for out number 1. So F7 on the put out. That brings up number 22, the starting right fielder, Matthew Gorman. Gorman, so far today, doesn't have an official at-bat. He's walked 2 times in today's game. He did come around to score a run, though, in the first. He was part of that 4-run first inning for the Titans. Wind starting to pick up and blow through our windows here at Warner Park, coming directly into our face. Here's the pitch. The first one to Gorman is up and away for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Runner at first for Papio South. Quick pick over to first. Back in plenty of time is Alderson over there at the first base bag.
Probably not going to see Papio South be too aggressive on the base paths in terms of the stolen base attempts, but I wouldn't hate it. Force the issue. Make Lincoln East make a play. You've already ripped off a base or 2 on Erickson without a throw down, so I don't hate the idea of putting runners in motion and trying to cause some chaos.
The 1-0 pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-1. I will say also, both sides, I think, struggling to figure out exactly where the strike zone is at today. Sure, there's been some misses, but we've seen a couple of times where the batters aren't necessarily in agreement, more so than usual, I should say, for both sides. I think maybe the strike zone has been a little interesting. There's even been some pitches up here, Austin, I think, I don't want to speak for you, that we've thought should have gone one way, went the other, as that 1-1 pitch looked good, and it's instead 2 balls, 1 strike.
Yeah, zone felt a little tight.
Yeah.
Relative to some of the other games we've seen here in this tournament.
The 2-1 offering with 1 out, swung on and fouled off to the left side over that third base dugout for a foul ball, 2-2.
And I'm not necessarily against that.
No.
I mean, the plate is the plate. You just get so used to seeing, about a ball's width on either side, giving a wiggle room, leeway, shadow zone sort of strikes being called.
Yeah, a lot of times in high school, in the NSAA rule book, in the umpire rule book, the actual strike zone does say in between the edge of the plate and the chalk of the batter's box is part of the strike zone, which is about 2 or a baseball and a half width outside of the plate, or off the plate, if you will, as the 2-2 pitch is low and inside for a ball, 3-2. Now, obviously, it's not going to be that consistently for every umpire, but by rule, that doesn't seem too far off from what could be a strike at this level. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner at first is Alderson. Shadwinkle delivers, and it's ball 4 in the dirt. So 2 walks here in the inning for Kean Shadwinkle. Now puts runners at first and second as Alderson moves up to second base and Gorman occupies first. That is the 3rd walk of the day in as many at-bats for Matthew Gorman. So that brings up Cordell Clickingbeard. Klinkenbeard walked in the first and grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. Runners at first and second. 1 out here for Papio South as they trail 9-4. 1 out.
If I could continue the talking point on the size of the zone. On the one hand, I absolutely understand why that would be, right? Young pitchers, less repeatable mechanics. It's just a little more difficult for them to be consistent. On the flip side, even in a state like Nebraska, smaller population, there's a lot of prep talent getting churned out, going to the next level. And the human element with the umpires is a part of the game. I wonder if in some cases it wouldn't be better for development for these pitchers if you hold them to the plate standard that it is in college, where maybe they need a little bit more help. You can expand in, blowouts to try to keep the game moving. But there's enough talented pitchers in the state of Nebraska that don't need that extra ball and a half of help on either side.
9-4 your score as the first pitch to Cordell Klinkenbeard is a ball, 1-0. Shadwinkle had a brief conversation with his catcher, Braden Erickson, but then the conversation was over, and it's 1-0. Shadwinkle comes set. There is an arm warming up in that Lincoln East bullpen. Looks like it's Abe Christensen out there. This one's roped through the left side for a base hit. It was hit hard, getting the wave around third. The cutoff throw home is in time. The first base coach is beside himself that he was called out there. Ben Bales is saying that the runner at second base, Brady Alderson, had went around the tag from Erickson. He is showing him a demonstration at home plate, and Ben Bales walks back to that third base coaching box in disgust. The first base umpire, who is our crew chief this evening, is having a conversation with the bench coach as well, who came out of the dugout and had the conversation and chucked his hat for Papillion-La Vista South, but a big second out here in the top of the fourth inning as runners will be at first and second and no runs scored to this point.
Probably closer than it needed to be. That wasn't exactly fundamental technique on the relay from Roach. You caught that ball with his chest square to his outfielder, had to make the long turn all the way around. Wasn't a beautiful throw. It did beat the runner Alderson home. Couldn't tell from our angle if he did get around the tag or not, though.
This one, a half-hearted swing into the 5-6 hole fielded by Larson. His only play is to second. It will not be in time. A tough play for the shortstop in the 5-6 hole. A great backhand by Larson. We couldn't tell from here if the throw from the left fielder for Lincoln East in Bryson Rhodes was directly on line. That's why I want to give credit to the third baseman for the Spartans in Trevor Roach. He made the decision, and maybe it was at the direction of Erickson, the catcher, Erickson, the catcher, to cut that throw off. But also, he only had to make about a 20-foot throw. Sometimes in the heat of the moment, those can be more difficult than you realize. It was a great relay by the Lincoln East Spartans, and the throw did beat him there. We just couldn't see from up here in the press box if he got the tag on the runner, Alderson. But with 2 outs here and the bases are loaded, this one, the first pitch, the at-bat to Caden Serco, is fouled off to the right side, 0-1.
Either way, good swing by Klinkenbeard to knock that one through. Pretty good jump with 2 outs by Alderson. Rhodes just uncorked a heck of a throw. And to your point, Roach did make a good play. Did look to be slightly offline up to the first baseline.
No balls, 1 strike here to Caden Serco. 9-4 your score in the top of the fourth inning. Here's the pitch from Shadwinkle. A breaking ball stays above the strike zone for a ball, 1-1. Bases are loaded as Gorman is at third, Klinkenbeard is at second, and Ripple is at first. Caden Serco hits from the right side. Here's the pitch. He tied him up in on the hands, a fastball. I think it grazed the bat, but still into the mitt of Erickson behind the dish for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Shadwinkle is 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam, unscathed with the help of his defense. Bases are loaded. Shadwinkle comes set, takes a breath, and lifts it on 1-2. The breaking ball fouled back our way, and it's going to come back into the stands below us after it hits the window to our right. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top half of the 4th inning. Nick Sainert, Austin Norman with you. Harrison Arns back in our 93.7 The Ticket studios. Here at Warner Park, 9-4 Lincoln East after they put up an 8 spot in the bottom of the 2nd and added another in the bottom of the 3rd. Kean Shadwinkle in relief comes set at the letters. Takes a breath and fires on 1-2, and it stays up high for a ball, 2-2. Runner at 3rd is Gorman. Clinking Beard occupies 2nd, and Ripple stands at 1st. With 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the catcher for Papio South, Caden Serco. Righty-righty matchup. Right-handed pitcher working from the stretch. Nowhere to put him with 2-2 on the count. Here's the pitch on 2-2. Breaking ball. Sky high pop up into shallow center field. Odalate is racing in. He calls off his middle infielders, and Shadwinkle gives us a fist pump on his way back to that third base dugout. Lincoln East is able to cut a runner down at the plate earlier in the inning, and the Spartans get out of it unscathed. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score 9-4. Lincoln East out in front of Papio South here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, salt every fry, squeeze every lemon, and brew every ounce. We do this inside every Raising Cane's, every day, because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
9-4, Lincoln East on top of Papillion-La Vista South. Halfway home in this game in Class A. Papio South, 1 loss away from being sent home in the state tournament. Titans will need to knock off Lincoln East with a rally here and in a game tonight should they push it to the ultimate deciding game. Austin Norman here as Kalai Larson ready to step into the batter's box leading off the home 4th. He'll be facing Donnie Rosenthal. Came in through 14 pitches there in the 3rd inning. Limited the damage pretty well. Quickest inning we've seen out of Papio South all day. One small problem, gave up a monster home run to Dele Odalate to left. Rosenthal's first pitch to Larson misses low, 1-0. Larson was the one that extinguished his team's rally in the first, grounding into a 6-4-3 double play. He's also flown to center. This one hit on a line. Left fielder running in, making an impressive catch there in left field is Cody Privet. Privet fresh into the game last inning, I should say, as Rosenthal moved from center to the mound. Brady Alderson slid over. Nice running catch, and Larson retired for the 3rd time today. On the F7 on the second pitch of the at-bat. That brings up Trevor Roach. Roach has been hit by a pitch and reached on an error. Takes a pitch inside to start off the at-bat, 1-0. Rosenthal kicks and fires outside, 2-0. Welcome in Tristan Gomez to the booth. Tristan, happy Wednesday evening to you.
Yes, happy to be here. Glad I could fill in for Nick Sainert and get an opportunity to watch some more Class A baseball.
You've missed most of the excitement so far. Papio South led it 4-0 after a half inning. Lincoln East loaded the bases, couldn't score in the bottom half. Came back with 8 in the bottom of the 2nd. And a solo home run from Dele Odalate last time at the plate. Right fielder running out of room there along the right field line. Ball popped in and out of the glove of Matthew Gorman in right field there along the padding in the net. So new life for Trevor Roach on the long foul ball. There'll be a 2-2 count for Roach when he gets back to the box. As I mentioned, Roach plunked to start the second inning and then reached on an error as the Spartans sent 13 batters to the plate in that 8-run second. 2-2, bounces, kicks over toward the Titan dugout, count runs full. We've seen Rosenthal in center field every game for Papio South so far. He's on the mound here as the third arm. Fastball misses low and out, and Roach is on again. This time, a one-out walk.
I'm curious to see for Papio South just how much pitching do they have left. As you said, Donnie Rosenthal, a guy who has pitched a plethora of innings for them this year, but has primarily been out there and been their everyday center fielder. Now you're getting to a point in the state tournament where you're running low on your options and you kind of want to see how long guys can go.
Rosenthal being tasked with providing some length. He'll have to step off and call time. Wipes off that glove hand on his jersey and his pants. Taps my chest. My bad. Nope. Good to go. Catcher, Caden Serco. Here's Bryson Rhodes. He's walked and singled, scored, and been stranded at third. Rosenthal snaps off a breaking ball on the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. You will also notice, looking at the scoreboard, 4 runs on 4 hits for Papio South. They had more runs than hits until they got a single last inning from Klinkingbeard. Lincoln East, 9 runs, 5 hits, and an error both ways. Another breaking ball. Rosenthal tried it again, couldn't land it twice in a row. 1 ball, 1 strike. Papio South this year, 18-8 entering the state tournament, where so far they're 2-1, pushing their record to 20-9. Lincoln East entered the state tournament 29-2. They're 31-2. 2-0 here in the bottom half of the Class A state bracket. Rhodes takes a strike that was dropped by Serco, 2-1. These two teams did not meet in the regular season. Now the second time they've met in the last 2 days. Fastball high from Rosenthal. He's behind Rhodes, 3-1. Down 5 runs here, Tristan. If you're Papio South, looking for quick innings and putting runners on base for free with walks is not the way to do it.
No, and that's kind of how Lincoln East got back into this ball game, as you said. You have 9 runs on 5 hits. A lot of it came from those walks and then those hits with runners in scoring position. And so in this position right now is, as much as you don't want, get me over fastballs or get me over sliders, you do want to force some contact because you've already seen if you're walking guys, this Lincoln East team is going to hit them in.
Rhodes thought he drew a walk instead. Rosenthal gets the call on the inside part of the plate. Count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Rhodes chops those feet over at first base, gets a secondary lead. Rhodes fouls the fastball back to the screen. We'll run it back at 3-2. Bryson Rhodes, the left fielder, has been active defensively today as well. Made a catch last half inning and fired one home with a relay throw in between to hose a runner. 3-2 outside. Back-to-back walks leading off the home half of the 4th inning for Lincoln East. Spartans still need 5 runs, and it would be then 3 outs recorded in the 5th to run rule. So we're ways away from that. We're at a pitching conversation, not a pitching change yet. Rosenthal gives some fist bumps. We'll see what Coach Bales decides to do. There's been plenty of action out there in the bullpen. Looks like we will not have a change, or we might. We have a player jogging in to potentially receive a new glove. Let's go ahead and go to break. We'll be back in 30 seconds here on The Ticket.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Attention, Nebraska sports fans. Are you ready to take your skills to the next level? The Army National Guard is looking for leaders who are dedicated, driven, and ready to make a difference. Join up and gain invaluable experience while serving your country with a flexible schedule, competitive benefits, and a chance to build a strong future. Learn more at nationalguard.com/Nebraska. Live here, serve here. The Nebraska Army National Guard. Guard the good life.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Cordell Klinkenbeard got the call to, well, it would be the bullpen, but in this case, the infield. He's going to trot in from the infield dirt to the pitcher's mound to relieve Donnie Rosenthal. Rosenthal heads back out to center field, and Brady Alderson will move in from the grass to the dirt. So been a bunch of changes here for Papio South, who led 4-0 through an inning and a half, and now trails 9-4 through 3.5. The situation facing Klinkenbeard right now is runners on first and second with one out. Bryson Rhodes just drew a walk, second one of the inning. Trevor Roach is the lead runner with a one-out walk after Kalai Larson flew to left. Klinkenbeard, a righty, stands on the mound against the righty DH Landon Moser. First pitch fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Klinkenbeard's got some pretty good velocity, Tristan, certainly more than Lincoln East has seen here so far today.
Yeah, I think when you watch some high school baseball and you see a guy go from playing second base onto the mound, you're kind of curious of, all right, is this guy really a pitcher? And Klinkenbeard has plenty of innings this year, and seeing the velo go from Rosenthal to Klinkenbeard right here, Klinkenbeard got a little bit more on there as he draws a foul ball there, already up in the count.
Scoreboard says 1-1. Umpire signals 0-2. Klinkenbeard comes set, gives a look to Roach, who dances off second base. Aggressive secondary, flared down and past the diving first baseman. Ripple on into right field. Making the turn is Roach. He scores without a throw. Check swing, half-hearted swing from Landon Moser, but it gets the job done. It's an RBI single. Lincoln East reaches double digits.
That one, if you're Papio South, is just crushing. You get a guy 0-2, you throw a nice breaking ball away, check swing, just gets by your first baseman who's playing up in front of the runner trying to get a ball ready for a double play. And that's just how the day has gone for Lincoln East. You go down by 4, and then ever since then, it has been all Spartans.
They can do little wrong. Looks like we'll have a pinch hitter. Potential. Oh, no, sorry, Brody McIntyre on deck. As the runner takes off, that's Huxton Cat. He swipes the base rather easily. He's into courtesy run now for Landon Moser. The DH. Cat has already scored a run as the courtesy guy for Erickson. Fastball out from Klinkenbeard 2 times in a row. 2 balls, no strikes.
Papio South with the infield in right here. Just looking at their second baseman, left-handed hitter at the plate in Sutko. Second baseman is just pretty close to behind the pitcher. Maybe get over to his left a little bit. Close that 3-0.
2-0 fastball taken up and out. 3 balls, no strikes. To the 9-hole hitter, Sam Sutko. Sutko has an RBI walk. Attempted to bunt for a hit. And that's how the second inning ended. That one skips to the backstop. Throw to the plate is in time. Great hustle by the catcher, Serco, and Rhodes is retired. Good job by Serco to get that one kicked pretty hard off the backstop. Klinkenbeard did a good job sprinting those 60 feet 6 inches home right after issuing the walk.
Yeah, great play there by Serco, especially for Klinkenbeard as well, as you just give up a walk, a 4-pitch walk at that. Pretty easy there to feel sorry for yourself, but great job getting to home plate. And what a beautiful throw by Serco, putting it right on the money to tag out Rhodes at home.
Not an easy play to make, got to hustle. Rhodes was out by about a step and a half. Here's Brody McIntyre. Today, he is officially 0 for 3. Grounded out to first, hit into a fielder's choice with an RBI, and he's flown to right. McIntyre takes a breaking ball for a strike. He's down in the count, no balls and 1 strike to Cordell Klinkingbeard. 4th arm of the day for Papio South, who can feel that their season's on the line. They're down 6 runs, and they'll have 3 more chances to hit. Klinkingbeard's 0-1. Breaking ball out, 1-1. Normally you see a ball going to the backstop. You like the read that Rhodes made, but as hard as Klinkingbeard throws, he had the backstop at just the right angle to pop it right back to Serco, who took a great route to fire it home to Klinkingbeard to apply the tag in time. Sutko takes off. No throw down to second base as Serco, the catcher, dropped the ball. So 2 runners in scoring position yet again for East, now with 2 outs. Huxton Cat, running for Landon Moser, is on third. Sutko moves up to second after his second walk of the day. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brody McIntyre, atop the Lincoln East lineup. Klinkingbeard delivers. McIntyre, funky-looking swing. He misses 2-2. Looks like Klinkingbeard had him confused on what pitch he was getting. It was a pitch up as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 Spartans on base. The pitch from number 2, Klinkingbeard. Poked foul down the right side. 2-2 again. Lincoln East threatened to score in the first. They've added to their tally in all 3 innings since. Klinkingbeard set with the 2-2 again. Breaking ball just in, a little bit low as well. 3-2. No runner on first, so it'll be an aggressive lead, but not a running lead for the runners in scoring position as Klinkingbeard comes set. From the stretch, high leg kick, fastball low and out. McIntyre walks. So Brody McIntyre on for the 2nd time today. Last time he was on, he came around to score. In the inning, that's the 4th walk. 4 walks and a single. Brings up Dele Odolate with the bases loaded. His last time at bat, he cranked one out over the fence in left field for a solo home run back in the 3rd. Giving him the team lead, his 6th long ball of the year. Odolate takes a pitch down the middle for a strike from Klinkingbeard, who jumps ahead in the count, 0-1.
Yeah, you're never going to have much success when a team has more drawn walks than they do hits. 9 walks by this Papio South pitching staff.
That one goes to the backstop. Serco, good hustle again, gets it to Klinkingbeard. This time it's not in time. Trotting home is Huxton Cat. Papio South made it close, but Huxton Cat did beat the tag from Klinkingbeard. Lincoln East goes up 11-4.
Yeah, that one's tough there for Serco behind the plate because he's lined up pretty much just dead center. And when Klinkingbeard misses to that glove side, he really yanks it. And that one didn't even seem like it was one that Serco had an opportunity to block. That one was just headed directly for the backstop. And Serco, not much he could do there.
So, still 2 in scoring position as Klinkingbeard buried another one that Serco had to dive for. 2-1. Dele Odolate singled and reached third back in the 1st inning. Struck out looking in the 2nd. Hits that one hard, but it's snared by the second baseman, Alderson. Great play to save 2 runs. Odolate hit it hard, but right into the leather of Alderson. But not before Lincoln East adds 2 more in the bottom of the 4th. It's 11-4 Spartans. They can smell a return trip to the Class A state championship game. We'll bring you the 5th inning next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
11-4, Lincoln East leads Papillion-La Vista South as we enter the 5th inning of play. It's Kean Chadwinkle back on the hill for Lincoln East. I'm Austin Norman with the call to 5th inning. Here's Tristan Gomez.
Thanks, Austin. Throw down there by Lincoln East, trying to get another shutdown inning. Since the first inning, Papio South scored 4, and then it has been all Spartans then on. 8-run second inning, 1 run in the third, 2 runs in the fourth to bring us to 11-4. And for Papio South in the top of the 5th, it'll have to start with the bottom of the lineup. It'll be Sam Dolphins, Donnie Rosenthal, and back up to the top of Brady Alderson. Dolphins in the box now. Chadwinkle on the way, misses that one up. Dolphins 0 for 2 on the day. Squares that one up to center field. Odolate will go back and camp under that for the first out of the inning for the Spartans.
Dolphins reinserted to hit for Cody Privet, who took over in left field after Rosenthal came in to pitch. Best swing I've seen from Dolphins probably this entire tournament, under it just a little bit, kind of caught up in the wind.
Donnie Rosenthal now up to bat. He had an eventful bottom of the 4th inning, starting out on the mound, going back to center field, now in the box. That first one misses up and away. Chadwinkle on the way now. That one swung on to the shortstop, fielding on a short hop, thrown over to first base. Long throw, got him. Donnie Rosenthal, a speedy runner, could not make it there in time, and Lincoln East gets the second out.
That's a heck of a job by Kalai Larson working around that baseball. If he gets it on a backhand, he's got to take a full crow hop, set his feet, and at that point it's bang, bang. Being able to work around and get that ball on his glove side allows him to work through it, throw off that back foot on the run, make a strong throw across the diamond just in time.
That will bring up the top of the order in Alderson now. We always talk about it as infield coaches, as kind of doing that banana route. Excuse me, Jackson Willer up to bat now. Third baseman for the Titans. Fouled the first one off. Chadwinkle's 0-1 misses away. 1-1 now.
That banana kind of thing you typically think of for an outfielder. On a ball hit on the ground, can you work behind it, through it to make a strong throw? That was a weird angle for Larson to be able to get to it, but impressive footwork.
That one swung on by Willer. A lazy fly ball. Communicating is the outfielders in Odolate. It will end up in the hands of the right fielder, Succo, for Lincoln East, and that will be it. 1-2-3 inning for Chadwinkle to get the Lincoln East Spartans back into the dugout. The score remains 11-4 at the end of the top of the 5th. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th here on 93.7 The Ticket.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump
and save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit chooseE15.com to learn more.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Warner Park for the bottom of the 5th inning. Klingenbeard back on the bump for the Titans, trying to keep the deficit at 7. Braden Erickson will lead things off for Lincoln East in the bottom of this 5th inning. It'll then be Cade Anderson and shortstop Kalai Larson in the hole. Erickson steps up to the plate. Klinkenbeard misses that breaking ball inside. 1-0.
Lincoln East has kept the pedal to the metal all state tournament long. You know they're looking for 3 runs to get this one over with early.
That one squared on to left field, but caught by the left fielder. That will secure the first out for this Papillion-La Vista South Titans defense.
Hit it well, maybe just off the end of the bat a little bit, and not the long run. Left fielder Privet had him played pretty dang well.
Now up to the plate is first baseman Cade Anderson. He swings at a first pitch. Unable to make contact with that one, 0-1. Klinkenbeard working quick. 0-1 on the way. Misses that one glove side.
Klinkenbeard's had good pace, got knocked around a little bit there in the 4th inning, allowing those couple runs. But you see the velocity and good bite on the breaking ball as well.
Although Klinkenbeard gave up a hit and a few wild pitches in that previous inning, found a way to draw some contact. Odolate hit one hard. And just as I say that, there is a free pass for Lincoln East. Cade Anderson gets hit in the back right between the numbers. He'll jog his way down to first base. Looks okay there. He will have a pinch runner in for him. That will be Jake Gertz for Lincoln East. So 1 out, runner on first. Brings up shortstop Kalai Larson. Larson hitless so far in this contest. Klinkenbeard on the way, misses that fastball up in the zone.
If your average is a representation of who you are as a hitter and how consistent you can be, he's due. Going 1 for 4 would pretty much hit his average bang on at 256.
1-0 on the way, breaking ball. That's right across the inside part of that plate, 1-1. Cordell Klinkenbeard working a little too quick there. He was already set before Larson got back into the box, so umpire calls time. Klinkenbeard back on the mound now. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball misses up and out of the zone there, 2-1. Gertz on first base with decent lead. That one swung on out into right field. Gorman going back at it. Turns his hips back to make the catch on that one, and Gertz will make his way back to first base.
Pretty good piece there by Larson. Hit it pretty well out to right, carried even into the teeth of the wind. Gorman got really turned around by the spin off the barrel. Managed to be in good enough position to flip those hips, like you said, and still make the grab.
You'll see that a lot on some of those flares you see. When a barrel gets dropped just a little bit, a guy hits it oppo into the air. That brings to the plate number 12, Trevor Roach. Roach with 3 of Lincoln East runs on the day. He fouls off that first pitch 0-1. Klinkenbeard checking Gertz at first. On the way now. Breaking ball down the heart of the plate. Roach down 0-2 now. On the way. That one misses glove side for Klinkenbeard. When he does that quick slide step, it looks like he yanks it just a little bit. 1-2 now to Roach. That one away in the dirt. Gertz will move up 90 feet to second base, 2-2.
Klinkenbeard having quite the conversation with himself there into his own glove. It's one of my favorite things about baseball is that it's really obvious to tell when someone's upset with themselves and they did something, and just always leaves you wondering what that glove is receiving.
Yeah, there's been times just in life, there's times I'm upset with myself and my thought is, I wish I had a glove right now to talk into so no one could hear me or no one could read my lips to see what I'm saying. But you would see some frustration. That one fouled off into the shin of Roach. They'll keep it at 2-2.
It's a much better method of hiding your communication as opposed to like the play sheet maybe in football where you can kind of get around it. Glove, you can cover the whole face.
Breaking ball swung on and missed there by Roach. And Klinkenbeer does his job. He keeps it at a 7-run deficit for the Papio South Titans. To the 6th we go. Spartans lead the Titans 11-4. We'll be back for it on 937 The Ticket.
Imagine if the people who work at your bank or neighbors who could help with a home loan.
Congratulations. You're approved.
Or friends who love to shop local.
Have a good one.
At UBT, who you work with matters just as much as what you're working toward.
Hey, thanks for helping.
That's why your money has more than a banker. It has people. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Warner Park for this semifinal matchup. Lincoln East in full control, 11-4. One win in this one for Lincoln East, and they are back in the state championship, trying to go back-to-back. Papio South needs to come back to force another game tonight in order to punch their way into the state championship to take on Miller North. Shadwinkle back out on the mound. Misses that fastball outside to Brady Alderson. It'll be Alderson, Minderman, Gorman, top of the order. That one swung on, squared up into the right center gap for Alderson. Odolate slides, trying to pick it up, slides past it. Alderson will slide his way into second for a leadoff double for the Titans, and that's exactly what the Titans are looking for at this point in the ballgame.
Trust your senior leadoff man to do a job. Get on. Now the goal for the rest of the order, get him over and get him in. Nice piece of hitting. Not a lot of center fielders be able to get to that and cut it off. Odolate did have to go to a slide to do it. But Alderson was thinking two all the way when Odolate couldn't corral it on the slide. He knew he was into second with the leadoff double.
Good piece of hitting there from Alderson. Shadwinkle been attacking away his entire outing. Alderson takes it that way. Minderman at the plate now. That one goes over his bat. He drops his bat down. Make sure there isn't a foul ball forced there. 1-0 to Minderman. On the way. That fastball just clips the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Minderman with 2 hits so far in this ball game. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball misses low. Good block there by Erickson.
We don't have the stat broadcast feed up here at Warner Park, and that's something they do. I like to do for state basketball or state football when it's on campus at Nebraska. I would love to know the strike percentage either way here.
Great play there by Roach. He'll fire it over there to first base to Anderson to record the first out of the inning. Nice backhand on a hot shot to the hot corner by Trevor Roach.
Yeah, well done. Held his ground. Didn't duck his head out of the way. It looked like an in and out type of backhand play there from Roach. You see the runner Alderson expect that one to get through. Took a couple of hard steps before he had to retreat from second base. Almost assuredly saved a run on the backhand play there by Roach.
Great play there by Roach to also check Alderson, make sure he's not coming to third on his throw over. Records the first out for the Spartans. Matthew Gorman in the box now. Facing Schroeder. That one misses low. 1-0 to the left-handed hitting Gorman. Alderson remains on second base. 1-0 on the way. That one swung on, rolled over to the right side. Anderson will field it, but foul. He'll toss it back over to Shadwinkle, 1-1.
Titans starting to see it a little bit better from Shadwinkle. They've had their fair share of base runners, but Nice ringing double to the gap by Alderson. Pretty good backhand shot from Minderman. Hit it pretty hard, topped it a little bit. See if Gorman can pick one out here.
1-1 on the way to Gorman. That one misses way outside. Nice snag by Erickson. And if you look at the hit category out on the scoreboard, Papillion-La Vista's out, just getting out hit by one. It's been those walks that have really came back to bite them. 2-1 on the way to Gorman. That one outside, but called a strike. Just clipped outside part of the plate. 2-2. Shadwinkle listening in for the pitch comm. Getting his sign from his shortstop for how many looks with Alderson on second. Shadwinkle comes set, 2-2. On the way. Breaking ball. Misses there. Not sure where that one missed, but new life for Matthew Gorman. The count is now full.
That looked pretty good there from Shadwinkle.
Looks like Shadwinkle, as well as the entire Lincoln East dugout, wanted that one. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Alderson on second. Shadwinkle on the way. That one barely gets a piece of Gorman's bat. Gorman calls time, possibly has something in his eye. Looks all good now. He'll make his way back in that left-handed batter's box. We'll do it again. Full count to Matthew Gorman. Shadwinkle comes set. Delivery. That one off the hands inside, flaring out to left field. That one caught. Alderson will have to make his way back to second base. 2 outs now for Lincoln East. Head coach Michael Lanick makes his way out to the mound. And it looks like we will have a pitching change. Shadwinkle comes into the game. He does his job for Lincoln East. We'll let you know who's jogging out from the center field bullpen in just a moment. We'll step aside for 30 seconds to be back here at Warner Park in the top of the 6th inning.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Warner Park, where Lincoln East has made a pitching change. It will be number 7, Abe Christensen, senior pitcher for the Lincoln East Spartans. He makes his way out from that center field bullpen as Shadwinkle made his way to the Lincoln East dugout. A standing ovation from this Lincoln East crowd, and Shadwinkle did exactly what was needed for Lincoln East after going down for a little bit, and then you get that all those runs back and get the lead, and Shadwinkle kept it where it was.
Absolutely did his job. Can't ask for much more than what he gave you. Provided a little bit of length there after pretty disastrous start to things for Fisher Irons, who did get trotted out there for the second inning, but for Shadwinkle to come in with a couple runners on base there in the second, get out of it without giving a run, get his team back in the box. They then explode for 8 runs in the third, or in the second, 1 in the third, 2 in the fourth. And here's Abe Christensen. Christensen did close out the game against Papio South back on Monday. Just got the 7th inning, walked 1, struck out a pair. 11 strikeouts for East pitching in that game. So far today, I don't believe they've recorded a strikeout.
Yeah, no strikeouts thus far for the Spartans. Forced Papio South to put the ball in play. Clinking Beard trying to help his own cause right now as he steps into the box, pitching, coming from the mound now into the box for Papio South. First pitch misses outside, 1-0. 1-0 on the way. That one now misses inside, 2-0 to Clinking Beard. Trying to get a big 2-out hit to extend this inning. Brady Alderson led off the inning with a double to right center field. He has remained there after 2 nice plays by Lincoln East. That one swung on by Clinking Beard, fouled off to the right side into the stands. 2-1.
Got the fastball he was looking for. Didn't quite get to it. The guy 3 of 2 straight balls might be waiting to see a strike as the first hitter against this guy. Even down 7, right? It's all about process. Do the right thing for your team if you can.
What we've talked about is when you are chasing runs, that's kind of what we would hear from our coach at the University of Portland, is you're chasing runs. And you're not going to come back down by 7 by just putting balls in gaps, by getting hits. You need to draw some walks, hit by pitches, anything. So if you get down 2-0, that one swung on, squared up, back up the middle to center field. Odolate will field it. Alderson on the way home. Throw home. Bobbled by Anderson, and Alderson will score for the Titans. Pretty solid throw there by Odolate. Erickson unable to hold that one, but the Titans chipping away, trying to get back into this one.
Nice piece of hitting right back up the box there by Clinking Beard, who comes through with an RBI single. Had an RBI walk earlier in this one as well as a single. That was back in the 4th inning. Heck of a throw from Odolate. Hit the mound, popped up. Erickson just couldn't squeeze it.
Clinking Beard now on first base. Christensen on the way.
Those of you keeping track at home, of course, the Alderson run will end up being charged to Shadwinkle. That's an inherited runner that crossed the plate to score.
Drew Ripple now in the box now for Papio South. 0-1 on the way. Christensen picks off to first base. He thought he got Clinking Beard. Umpire calls him safe. He's now looking to his dugout, asking for the pitch again. 0-1 to Ripple. On the way. Misses that one inside, 1-1. Do you think that pickoff is necessary at this time? You're up by 6. I get you have a great move that Christensen does. Maybe can get an out there. 1-1. Called strike.
Necessary, probably not, but I understand it. You have a chance to work on it. Game's not over till it's over, right? That's the beauty of baseball is, until you're up by 10 runs with the run rule and you're there, game can go on as long as the other team needs it to.
Christensen hits the inside corner of the plate, called strike 3 to Drew Ripple, and he gets out of it. Just 1 run in the inning on 2 hits for Papio South, and that will send us to the bottom of the 6th. Lincoln East leads 11-5. We'll have the bottom of the 6th here on 937 The Ticket.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
If you've been looking for a reason to fill up your car with E15, how about this? E15
can help you save big at the pump.
And save the planet by cutting greenhouse gas emissions.
Any car 2001 or newer is approved. Speaking of good, it's made from corn, which is great for farmers.
As I was saying, if you need a reason to choose E15, there you have them. E15, engine smart, earth kind. Visit choosE15.com to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Warner Park for the bottom of the sixth. Pitching change for Papillion-La Vista South. The Titans bring in junior Zach Wolken. He comes into this state tournament with a 0.00 ERA with a minimum of 5 innings pitched. He will try to keep this deficit at 6 for Papillion-La Vista South. They scratch back one in the top of the 6th, make it 11-5. And the story in this one is they're all tied up in the hits category. 6 hits for Lincoln East, 6 hits for Papillion-La Vista South. Fisher Irons for Lincoln East struggled early in the first inning in this one, giving up a few walks and a few knocks. And then it was all Lincoln East in the bottom of the second inning where they put up an 8 spot and have been in control ever since then. Saw something similar when these teams played earlier in the week in the 1-0 game. Papio South went up 1-0 early, and then it was all Lincoln East after that. They ended up winning that one 8-1. But it is Zach Wolken trying to find a way to keep it here for the Titans. For Lincoln East, up to bat, it'll be Rhodes, Moser, and Succo. 7, 8, 9 in this Lincoln East order. Throw down made by Caden Serco. Rhodes now making his way to the box. Wolken getting dapped up by his third and first baseman. He'll make his way onto the rubber now, trying to keep it here. 11-5, Spartans lead. As the left fielder, Bryson Rhodes steps into the box. Wolken on the way. Fastball misses outside, 1-0.
Name of the game here is throw strikes. Let your defense go to work for you. Get back in the dugout. You only have 3 outs to work with, but nice shutdown inning here out of Wolken would go a long way potentially for the psyche for the Titans.
Rhodes squares to bunt there. Pulls back, 2-0. Willard, third baseman for the Titans, crashing hard on that one. He'll now go back to behind third base. We'll see if Rhodes tries it again. 2-0. So that one swung on down the third base line, but foul. That'll make it 2-1. And like you said, for Wolken here, it's important just to throw strikes, let your defense work. You've already seen that the walks and then giving up a few knocks is what's killed your team so far. In this position right now, especially facing 7, 8, 9, pitch to contact. 2-1 on the way. That one squared up into left field, a leadoff hit for Bryson Rhodes. Bryson Rhodes makes his way around first base. He'll make his way back now. Good piece of hitting there. Got an off-speed pitch low in the zone he liked. Squared it up into that 5-6 hole. Leadoff single for the Spartans. Landon Moser up to bat now for Lincoln East. He squares the bunt. Breaking ball in there, called strike.
Rare at bat on the year for Cat. Hasn't been in the lineup much at all in this state tournament. 55 at bats throughout the course of the regular season, but I believe his first at bat here in the state tournament.
0-1 on the way to Cat. He'll swing at that one. Sky that one out to left center field. Donnie Rosenthal under it. Calls off his left fielder. Out number 1 for the Titans. Not many at-bats there for Cat. We've seen him as a pinch runner in this one quite a few times. Pinch runner, courtesy runner, whatever it may be. He gets an at-bat there. Just missed that one out into shallow center field. 1 out now for this Titans defense. Succo squares to bunt. Rhodes on his way to second. No throw by Serco. Stolen base there for Bryson Rhodes. Runner in scoring position now, 1 out for right fielder Sam Sutko. Trying to add some insurance runs for the Spartans. 0-1 on the way. Sutko not too sure about that one, but called strike. He's down in the count 0-2.
That's a good spot for that fastball at the top of the zone, up and out to a lefty. Yeah, there's a lot of room over there on the left side, but 0-1, that's not where you're looking, where you expect that fastball to be. You can live with it there. The easy thing for a high schooler to do is not get the barrel up there and pop it up. Or get the barrel too high and chop it down.
0-2 on the way. That one rolled over to the left side. Nice play over there by the first baseman. He flips it over to Wolkin, and he will get him. Bang, bang play there at first base. Drew Ripple at first base for the Titans. Nice little backhand. Flips it over to Wolkin for out number 2.
Sutko couldn't believe it. Coach Lanning over there in the third base coach's box gave a couple dismissive hand waves over there. Thought his guy beat it. It was dang close.
That will bring up Brody McIntyre, leadoff hitter for the Spartans. 0-0 breaking ball, slides right in there, 0-1. That's one of those tougher plays where as a first baseman, you're pretty close, and so it's a light little toss to the pitcher getting over there, and Wolkin had to find the bag. Did a good job of doing that. 0-1 on the way. Another breaking ball. That one rolled over to the left side to Minderman, and Minderman boots it. And that will result in another run for Lincoln East. Little nonchalant there from Griffin Minderman. And Brody McIntyre makes his way on to first with an error. And that makes the score 12-5 Spartans.
Minderman just took his eyes off it. Maybe hopped up a little bit to the heel of his glove. Would have been a tough play to get the speedy McIntyre, but with Minderman charging, would have had a chance at it.
That will bring up Dele Odolate. McIntyre steals second, and he will slide in there safely. Short hop by Caden Serco, picked by Klinkenbeard, but not in time. Called strike 0-1 to Dele Odolate. He's had himself quite a game, 2 for 4 with a bomb. McIntyre on second now. Big lead, jump, stealing third is McIntyre, and he will slide in there safely. Great little jump steal there from Brody McIntyre. Once Wolkin turned his eyes back to home, didn't give a second look, and McIntyre got a huge lead and a nice jump steal to third. (0-2) to Odolate now. That one misses low in the dirt. Nice block by Caden Serco.
People on the Papio South side aren't happy with the aggressive base running. That's now the third stolen base in the inning. Can't just wave it away as that's who Lincoln East is, you know, because, yeah, there are some unwritten rules. You're up by 7. Do you need the stolen bases? Probably not. But I have to go back to, it's baseball. There's no clock.
That one swung on, out into left field by Odolate. Camped under it is the left fielder. And that will be it for Lincoln East in the bottom of the 6th inning. They tack on one on the error by the shortstop, Griffin Minderman. And that extends the lead to 7. 12-5 here at Warner Park. Papio South down to their last 3 outs. We'll have it here on 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere planter from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Plan for success with the industry's latest technology. Upgrade to an ExactEmerge high-speed planter to cover more acres, increasing flexibility and productivity. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location to order your new John Deere planter and experience the Landmark difference.
Hi, Husker Nation. This is Rex Burkhead. On Lincoln Gives Day, I hope you'll join me in supporting the Team Jack Foundation and their mission to fund life-saving childhood brain cancer research. Kids and families facing brain cancer deserve better treatments and more hope for the future. Every donation helps move that mission forward. You can make your gift today by visiting givetolincoln.com and searching Team Jack. I'm proud to support the Team Jack Foundation and the fight for every child and family affected by brain cancer.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome back to Warner Park for the top of the seventh inning. Papio South down to his last 3 outs. Santino Aranaga makes his way out to the mound for Lincoln East. Austin Norman with the call for the top of the 7th.
Thank you, Tristan. Aranaga, a lefty, leads Lincoln East in ERA, a .21 earned run average. Pretty good velocity there from the left side. Also second on the team in strikeouts by a pitcher. 42 of them, trailing just Kalai Larson entering the state tournament. The last chance here for Papio South will be with a couple of pinch hitters. You'll see Ethan Greenwell inserted here to bat in Caden Serco's spot. Write that in the old scorebook. After that, in place of Cody Privet, it'll be number 21, Lane Andrew. In the hole then would be Donnie Rosenthal. It appears Austin Fumeller has grabbed a helmet and a bat. And Rosenthal is up against the dugout railing. It'll be a righty, and I believe another righty here against the lefty Aranaga for Lincoln East. Waiting the first pitch. Aranaga comes set. Holds it numbers high. High leg kick and deal. First pitch swinging is Greenwell. Swung right through a fastball. 0-1.
Do you think Lincoln East in this situation, you brought Christensen out in the middle of last inning, just based on his pitch count, possibly has an opportunity to throw again on Friday in the state championship. Do you believe that's what Lincoln East was thinking in that situation?
Odds are good. He worked pretty quickly, certainly under 20 pitches in that inning, and he had a little more wiggle room than that to come back with a day of rest. 1-1 is Aranaga missed with the fastball, brings that one a little closer to the zone, gets the call, 1-2. Now to Greenwell. Greenwell this year, .304 batting average. I believe it's the first time we've seen him in this state tournament. Now Aranaga comes set, brings home the 1-2. Fastball, low and in, picked by Erickson, 2-2. Again, it'll be Lane Andrew on deck. Couple of bigger righties hitting in place of Serco and Privet. Aranaga's 2-2. Swung on and missed. Santino Aranaga sits down Ethan Greenwell for the first out of the top of the 7th. Got him with the heater. Looks like it'll actually be Tyler Andringa, who is now on deck for Donnie Rosenthal. But this is Lane Andrew. Andrew wears number 21. He's a senior infielder. Not listed with any at-bats here in the state program.
I do appreciate it didn't go Greenwell's way, but when you get a pinch hit at bat like that in the state tournament, he was hacking. He was swinging.
Especially against one of the state's best arms in Santino Aranaga, who fires a strike across to Andrew, 0-1. 2 outs to go in the season for Papio South. It'll take a miracle. Aranaga kicks and deals to Andrew. Spiked that one about 59 feet. Counts even, 1 ball, 1 strike. So in the SEC tournament, I believe it was in softball, a team rally from 8 runs down with just 1 out remaining in the 7th inning. I think that was Texas A&M and Ole Miss, I want to say.
Ole Miss, yeah.
Aranaga sails that one to the backstop after spiking the previous one. Now he's behind in the count. 2-1, so count leverage in favor of Lane Andrew. Papio South scored 4 runs in the first inning, took advantage of some mistakes from Lincoln East. They added a run to their tally in the 6th. It was all East in between. Andrew's going to shoot that one to right field, and he will reach. Ball bobbled out there in right by Sam Sutko, but Lane Andrew hustles down to first. He's got a pinch hit, 1-out single. That does bring up Tyler Andringa. Andringa batting in place of Donnie Rosenthal. You have seen Andringa couple times here in this state tournament. Senior utility man hitting .219 entering the tourney. On deck, it will be number 16. That'll be Austin Fumeler getting ready to bat for Jackson Willer.
Luke Dolphins now pinch running out there for Andrew.
Good call on that one, Luke Dolphins. Where's number 14, sophomore outfielder? Standing on the base, he's about as tall as Cade Anderson is. Arenaga comes set, ready to bring it home to the righty Andringa. First pitch swinging and missing, 0-1. There'll be 3 pinch hitters here. 4 pinch hitters should it reach Fumeler. Andringa takes a fastball up and out, 1-1.
Cade Anderson for Lincoln East now playing behind the bag, was holding on Dolphins on that first pitch. Now giving himself a little bit more range.
Breaking is Dolphins. He'll take second base without a throw. We'll give the young man credit for a stolen base. Middle infielders did start to break there toward the middle, so not true defensive indifference. Runner moves up to scoring position now for Andringa, who took another one for a strike, 1-2. Breaking ball low and in, counts back even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. These two teams did not see one another in the regular season. Second meeting between them here in the state tournament. Arenaga's 2-2. Andringa goes down looking 2 away on the top of the 7th. Lincoln East 1 out away from a return trip to the state championship game. Season will hang in the balance here with Austin Fumeler. If it wasn't keep the line moving territory before for the Titans, sure is now. Lincoln East did have a day off on Tuesday. Looking at their pitching situation back on Friday, they did use Arenaga for an inning. He allowed a hit and 2 strikeouts, but they didn't use him on Monday. So second appearance here in the state tournament. Ought to be more than good to go for the state championship appearance that it looks like Lincoln East is about to make. Another fastball pumped in for a strike. Now it's 1-1. Batter is Austin Fumeler, junior. Plays primarily in the outfield. He's got 10 at-bats all year and 4 hits. Arenaga's fastball low and dropped by Erickson, 2-1. Brady Alderson does stand on deck. Will the senior get one more crack at things? It's up to junior Austin Fumeler to get it to him. Dolphins on second as Arenaga brings home a 2-1 fastball for a strike, 2 balls and 2 strikes now with 2 outs. Lincoln East a pitch away from advancing to the state championship game. Arenaga set. He kicks and fires. Picked out of the dirt by Erickson. Count runs full. So Austin Fumeler seeing some pitches in his pinch hit at bat. Number 15 on the mound, number 16 on the box. Santino Arenaga is set. Brings home the full count fastball, swung on and missed. Erickson secures it. The Lincoln East moves on to the state championship game. We'll wrap this one up, get you set up for Friday next on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Back to more of the Class A State Baseball Tournament on 93.7 The Ticket.
12-5 the final. Lincoln East takes down Papillion-La Vista South. 500 showing here at the state tournament, 2 wins and 2 losses for the Titans. Lincoln East moves to 3-0 in pool play. And for the 4th time in as many years, they're headed to the Class A state championship game. Austin Orman, Tristan Gomez with you, putting a bow on this one. Lincoln East won it all in 2023. fell to Millard West in 2024, and then won it in about as dramatic a fashion as you could ask last year in 2025. All business from the Spartans there down the third baseline, Tristan. Some smiles on the faces, but not a huge uproar from the crowd, and just a very leisurely, yep, we're headed back there kind of walk from the Spartans as they go through the handshake line.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you're with a program that consistently is playing in a state championship game and have already won a few, that's kind of the standard. And so this was a game that they told themselves, let's just play one today. Let's not even mess around and play two. Let's take care of this first one and get ourselves ready for Friday night, taking on a Millard North team that's looking for some revenge. I was in that dugout last year with Millard North and lost an absolute heartbreaker as you get up in the top of the 7th inning looking for an opportunity, just 3 more outs, and this Lincoln East team comes back. And so this will be an exciting matchup on Friday night for a Lincoln East team trying to go back-to-back and a Millard North team trying to get a crack at them once again.
A state championship rematch on tap in Class A. We will bring you that game. It'll be the third of 3 state championships coming up on Friday. Class C state title will be at 12, Class B at 3:30, and then Lincoln East versus Millard North in a rematch of last year's Class A state championship at 7. For Nick Sainert, for Tristan Gomez, this is Austin Orman. Thanks for tuning into this presentation of State Baseball. We'll be back with more from Warner Park on Friday.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on making the most craveable chicken finger meals, getting them right every time. That's why